Test, test, test. I'm not hearing anything. Here we test, test. Now I'm good. I'm good. Hear me? Can you talk to me?
We're good.
All right, we're good. Good evening and welcome to UClick TV, another edition of Mustangs Baseball, a little afternoon day game action here at Phil Welch, 5:30 first pitch scheduled. I'm Clayton Anderson alongside James Stanley. How do you feel about some afternoon baseball, James?
Well, it's a bit of a throwback back to what Phil Welch had. I'm not completely 100% sure on what the stadium used to be like, but some stadiums do not have lights going back into the 30s, so a bit of a throwback to a day game.
And this afternoon, the St. Joseph Mustangs will take on the Sedalia, or rather the
Nevada Griffons.
The Nevada Griffons. So it's going to be St. Joseph versus the Nevada Griffons this afternoon at Phil Welch. Nevada comes in with a 15-10 record. They're 13-10 in the Mink and just a half a game out of first place Joplin Outlaws. The Mustangs are not doing well in this series against Nevada as Nevada holds the series lead at a 3-0 sweep. St. Joe has 6 road losses, and 3 of those have came to the Griffons, so it'll be the first time the Griffons step foot into Phil Welch for the 2016 summer season. They won 14-0 on June 5th for St. Joseph's first road loss of the year. They won 8-7 against St. Joe on June 12th, and then June 26th they won 8-2. And once again, that's all those losses for one reason or the other have came on Sundays. The Griffons are 7-3 in their last 10. The last 7 days they're hitting right around the Mendoza line at 208 with a 342 on base, 292 slug. They've struck out 17 times, had 5 doubles, 1 home run, and 15 RBIs in their 18 runs. Pitching, they've had a 5.5 ERA, allowing a 222 average in 26 2/3 inning pitched. So not a ton of games played in the 7 days, with 29 strikeouts and 17 walks. On the year, they're hitting 285 with 51 doubles and 10 home runs. Take it away, James, with how the St. Joseph has been faring as of late.
Now, St. Joseph won last night, 4-2 over the Chillicothe Mudcats. That was at Schaefer Field up in Chillicothe. Continued a 7-game win streak for Chillicothe as Michael Linden-Lorson picked up a win. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 was earned, had 7 strikeouts, walked a couple batters, had 5 hits. St. Joseph as a whole struck out 9 times. They were walked 4 times, and they capitalized on a couple of crucial errors committed by the Chillicothe Mudcats. Kyle Urich went 0 for 4 with a walk, and that was contrary to his big game the day before, where in the bottom of the 8th hit a 2-run home run to send the Mustangs up 10-9 over the Sedalia Bombers here at Phil Welch Stadium on the 4th of July. That gave the Mustangs the tie-breaking win, if you will, over the Sedalia Bombers when it comes to playoff play. That will be in the end of July. Evan McDonald continues his hot streak as well. He went 3 for 5. He went 3 for 3 yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, rather, on the 4th of July. And he's just a monster, hitting .458 on the year, 22 hits and 48 at-bats, driven in 12, and yesterday he scored 2 runs, 2 of the Mustangs' crucial runs, as well as Davey Cassiola. He drove into a couple of sacrifice RBIs to the outfield, and that helped the St. Joseph Mustangs beat the Chillicothe Mudcats 4-2.
In the Mink League, the North, St. Joe is still on top at first place. They now have a 2.5 game lead over the Chillicothe Mudcats with that help of that win yesterday at Chillicothe on the road. In the South, the Joplin Outlaws are in first place. As we mentioned, the Nevada Griffons are just a half a game behind them. Osvaldo Araya, who will be still yet to have a number but is jumping in to the Mustangs as a starting pitcher, will take John Milan's spot as Milan will go back to the bullpen, and Milan has been great for the Mustangs so far this year.
Speaking of bullpens, you said that Steve D'Amico has now resumed the closer role.
Steve D'Amico has resumed as a closer role, and he's had successful save attempts on his last 2 outings. In that 4-2 win against Chillicothe, and then the other night against Sedalia in that wild 10-9 win after the home run. He came in, shut the door closed, so the Mustangs are hoping for some consistency from him there.
All right, we're getting ready for National Anthem here at Phil Welsh, so we're going to step away. When we come back, we'll have the Mustangs starting lineups, the Nevada Griffons starting lineups. We'll go around the horn. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick. Getting ready for baseball here at Phil Welsh Stadium. James Stanley with you as Clayton Anderson will be taking play-by-play for the first 3. Go ahead and run down the lineups here for the Nevada Griffons. Kanelu Patoy will lead it off. He'll play center field. Batting second, the second baseman, Nathaniel Valdez. Batting third, the left fielder, Tyler Pagano. Batting fourth and playing right field, Judah Zikafus. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Cole Johnson. Batting sixth and playing shortstop from William Woods University, Tanner Wietrich. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Jackson Fagg. Batting eighth, Jake McPhail. He'll be behind the plate playing catcher. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Trevor Peterson. Goes Patoy, Valdez, Pagano, Zikafus, Johnson, Wietrich, Fagg, McPhail, and Peterson. Go ahead and take it over to Clayton. Who do we have around the horn?
Absolutely. So we got Ozzy Rodriguez behind the dish. He'll be completing the battery with Blanchard. And then we got my apologies. We got Melee at first, Alou at second, Walnick at short, Cassiola at third, and then the outfield will go from left to right. Fisher, Richardson, Cox. Once again, that'll be Blanchard on the bump, Rodriguez behind the plate, Melee at first, Alou at second, Walnick at short, Cassiola at third, Fisher in left, Richardson in center, and Cox in right. First pitch just underway here at Phil Welch Stadium, as the Mustangs and the Griffons both wearing those jersey vests. The Griffons wearing the gray and blue with the red trim. Kind of looks like the Cubs color combination. And then the Mustangs with the white jersey vest with red undershirt and red numbers. And we'll play ball here at Phil Welch. In there, strike one. Change up, strike two. And the 0-2 pitch to Patoy. Just off the corner, count goes to 1-2. Blanchard was great in his last start. He went 6 innings, no earned runs, but got the no decision. That ball's fouled away. 1-2 still to Patoy. As Blanchard gets a sign from Rodriguez and fires. Curveball misses low and away, ball two.
Yeah, he has 14 strikeouts compared to his 7 doubles this year, and that's a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. See if he can keep that up.
Blanchard gets to the belt and fires. Line drive down the right field line and foul. Patoy is batting a high 375 on the year as he's been very good for the Griffons. He has 33 hits. 5 of those have been doubles, and 3 of those have been big flies. That ball is a flare in the left, and that'll be a leadoff single for Patoy, so he stays hot. And we'll cruise into first with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Ethan Valdez, the second baseman, as the Griffons have 1 on, nobody out. Blanchard gets on the bump quickly and comes set. Checks the runner on the lefty, fires. A high and away, ball 1. Blanchard on the year has pitched 18 2/3 innings. He has started twice. He is 1-0 on the year. He's given up 15 hits and has a 2.41 ERA. As the bunt is flared right back to Blanchard, he'll catch that in the air. So an unsuccessful bunt will be the first out of the inning, as that ball went right to the glove of Jason Blanchard.
Jason Blanchard, they're getting a rare opportunity to catch a pop fly as a pitcher. Most of the time, the defense will want to take those away from their pitcher. The shortstop usually is first priority, as well as the catcher. Now it's a very interesting open stance from Tyler Pagano.
Very low as he check swings. Didn't mean to, but he went. Strike 1.
He has his knees bent very far, and I don't think I've seen a stance that open since Lyle Overbay of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blanchard comes set and fires. Big curveball, swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Rodriguez as the ball glanced off his leg, and that'll allow Patoy to advance to second.
Rodriguez with the pass ball there. He does not have a lot of those, so the Griffons capitalized on a rare opportunity.
Pagano is batting .330 on the year. This Nevada Griffons lineup has been good. They're batting right around .280 on the season. He has 34 hits as Blanchard comes set and fires. A changeup popped up. Melee will drift over towards foul territory. The dugout just off the end of his glove as he ran out of room. And they tried to give him room over there. Just ran out of real estate. Count 0-2 now.
Not as bad as luck as what the Chillicothe Mudcats had yesterday. Catcher Douglas, I believe that was Zach Douglas, came in after their starting catcher, Andrew Tanowis, got ejected. He dropped a couple of pop flies from Kyle Urich. They're right behind the plate.
And that ball gets away from Rodriguez, so that'll advance Patoy up to third as he's advanced on 2 balls back to the screen. Count goes to 1-2 on Pagano, who does have 6 big flies on the year as he's really been tearing it up in that. Correction, 5 big flies as he's really been tearing it up in that category. So he does have a lot of power, the number 3 hitter for Nevada, with 5 home runs and 28 RBIs. Got to be careful. You do have first base open, and that ball is smacked to left. Fisher's going to be drifting back. It's over his head and gone. So just like that, give him 6 on the year as he adds to his RBI total, which was at 28, is now at 30. And the Nevada Griffons jump up to a 2-0 lead after the 2-run big fly by Pagano. A bases clearing home run, and it's 2-0. The first offering to Zikatus, the right fielder, who's batting 4th tonight, is fouled away, strike 1. It's going to be interesting to see how the Mustangs do from coming behind here on home. They've had great success at home, but they have struggled against the Griffons as that first pitch is, or rather the second pitch is in there, strike 2. Count goes to 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, a curveball, got him swinging. So 3 straight off speeds to Zikatus, and he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Much needed strikeout there by Jason Blanchard. You know, his last couple of starts, his last start against Sedalia, he gave up no runs, a huge 6 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. You know, three walks and 2 strikeouts in that game on June 30th. And then the previous game with Branson, he gave up 4 runs, 3 were earned. He has struck out 10 against Branson then, and now he has 1 strikeout, has given up 2 runs so far today.
Cole Johnson, the first baseman, is quickly in the hole 0-2 to Blanchard as he's trying to work quickly after the home run. He just hung a ball to Pagano, and Pagano did what good hitters do and sent it right over the left field fence. That ball is flared to left. Fisher's got a beat on it coming in, and we'll record the last out of the inning. The Griffons score 2 on the 2-run big fly by Tyler Pagano. And the Griffons go in the bottom of the first with an early 2-0 lead. Mustangs coming up next. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. As Fisher steps back in, 3-2 count. And the pitch. Fouled away.
Really good at bat here for Orencio Fisher. No matter what at this point, especially if he can get on base, it's just gravy on top of the mashed potatoes.
And he's already seen 9 pitches. He's worked very well against Crum battling off as many pitches as he can, hoping he can get a pitch he likes. The 3-2 pitch. Curveball misses in, so a great at-bat by Orencio Fisher as he sees 10 pitches and gets the walk as he trots over to first. That'll bring up Jacob Richardson, the center fielder.
And there's that gravy I've been talking about. If he steals second, makes it even better. He'll have a double, essentially, with a walk. 11th walk of the year for Fisher.
Battle of left-handed pitchers today as Blanchard and Crum are both southpaws. Very rare that you see that. See how Fisher's jump is against Crum. Crum gives him a look, slide step, fastball misses low, says home plate umpire Kevin Starr.
Speaking of players who walk a lot, Jacob Richardson leads the team in walks. He has 21. It's 22 hits.
Crum comes set. Very modest lead for Fisher at first. He'll throw over there just to check on him. Richardson is batting .229, but you mentioned his walks have been crucial. His on-base percentage is very good as he's got on base a lot. He's been hot and cold throughout the year. He started out ice cold, and then he's picked things up as of late as he takes a fastball upstairs.
Just this last week, he's been hitting .235. Scored 3 runs with a triple and a home run, and the first couple 3 games in July, he was really hot, hitting above 600. Been a bit of a slump the last couple 3 days. Last year he hit .288, had 5 doubles and 5 triples, and he has, at least wise, he has a home run this year, not have one last year.
Ball misses upstairs, 3-0. And just like we were talking, Richardson does draw a lot of walks, so he jumps ahead Crum 3-0. And Crum, the ace really on Nevada's staff this year, is in a little bit of trouble after he's walked Fisher and is behind 3-0. Now walks
walk number 22.
Richardson. So,
well, correction there. Jacob Richardson did have a home run last year. And a matter of fact, his home run that was within this last week, I believe it was on July 1st or July 2nd, was 1 year and 1 day after his first home run for St. Joseph.
So it'll be a visit to the mound by catcher McFall as they'll chat about how to pitch to the switch-hitting Davey Castiolo, who steps in from the right side.
Castiolo seems to hit a little bit better from the left.
A little more power from the left side. Has
been striking the ball hard just off the infield dirt. A lot of line drive singles to right field for him, and see if he can hit the ball the opposite way.
He has had a lot of hard look outs this year. His average is not very up to par with how he's been hitting the ball. He's hit the ball hard, but found himself hitting into a lot of hard outs so far this year. He's batting just .226, but there's a lot more pop in his bat. And Matt Johnson knows that, and he provides a very solid defensive third baseman as he takes ball 1 away.
He has 15 walks and 12 stolen bases. He's been caught just once. Very quick on the base pads.
Crum paints the outside corner for strike 1, and after throwing 5 straight balls, he hums a strike in there. Runners on first and second for St. Joseph. Richardson's on first, Fisher's on second, and still nobody out in the bottom of the first. And Crum wanted that pitch as it just missed.
Well, the breaking ball, the bottom fell out on it. I believe it just missed the zone by a couple of inches. Good eye there by home plate umpire Kevin Starr to judge that.
Casiola steps back in. He would love a big hit here. He's followed up by the Luis Mile, who's red hot, so you know they're going to pitch to him. As he fouls one away, count goes to 2-2.
Props to these Mustang hitters. They're able to burn the arm of Andrew Crum, and that's something they'll need to force him out of this game early, especially with that perfect ERA of 0.00.
2-2 the count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Mustangs trail 2-0. Crum fires a curveball, fouled away. The count will stay at 2-2. It's a little afternoon baseball as we had a 5:30 first pitch here at St. Joe. Outfield, as you were saying, but Cassiola hitting the other way is shading him to hit the ball in that direction just a little bit, as the center fielder is probably about 10 yards on the other side of second base. There's a lot of room down the left field line if he's able to pull one. A flare out to right field that's going to get down. Fisher is going to be held up, as you don't want to make the first out at home, and the bases are loaded. So everybody moves up a spot. Still nobody out, and Crum's going to have to work himself out of a jam now.
Cassiola getting it done, was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 sac flies, and now the bases are juiced for the number 4 hitter in Lewis Millay.
So it's went like this. Fisher's walked, Richardson's walked, and Cassiola is singled to right. And that'll bring the red-hot Luis Millay, who's batting .667 the last 7 days with a 1 slugging. He's really been on a tear.
Still baffled how he's not on the All-Star roster.
So he steps in from the right side. He's playing first base tonight. He's DH, played some third, played some first. He's just really took off since he's gone to St. Joe, and he wastes no time. He's going to drive in at least one. Fisher comes home, and Richardson's going to follow him up. So 2 more RBIs from Luis Millay, and just seems like he is seeing the ball better than anyone in the Mink right now, and the Mustangs have tied it 2-2.
Leading the team in hits, that was his 28th hit, and he's been on the team the least amount of time, at least wise for any of the starters, and this is just an insane showing of incredible hitting, as he's hitting well above 600 just in this last 7 days.
And still nobody out, as Kyle Urich, who's been successful himself, or rather Connor Bacon, steps up to the box. 2-2 tie ball game. Bottom of the first, Crum has not gotten out as he gets Bacon to swing on the changeup. Bacon is another guy a lot like Richardson, whose average maybe on paper doesn't look the best, but he's been able to draw a ton of walks.
That's the first 2 earned runs this year for Andrew Crum.
The 0-1 is fouled straight back. 0-2 now.
St. Joseph has done very well at home in the first inning. They've almost batted around twice just in the last couple of weeks, and I have another chance to do that today.
And the pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1. So good eye by Bacon. And Crum still looking for his first out here. Just 1 RBI on the year for Connor Bacon. He was a late arrival, playing for Boston College. He went deep into the college playoffs. As Crum comes set, gives the runner a look. A big looping curveball upstairs, as that was a slow breaker. It did not clip the zone. Good eye by Bacon once again as he fights back, and now even 2-2.
Andrew Crum's having difficulty getting the ball over the plate, and he's in a bit of a bind. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, and no outs. St. Joseph has already struck for 2.
Cassiola at second, Millay at first, Bacon at the plate. He gives Cassiola a check. The 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3.
You sure Bacon's not on the plate?
So Bacon down 0-2 and now jumps all the way back 3-2. The payoff pitch, big swing and a miss. That'll be the first out of the inning as Bacon strikes out. And that'll bring up Tyler Cox, the right fielder.
He might have swung at ball 4 or ball 3. Kind of shaking his head as he walks back. And now Tyler Cox, who struck out the most on the Mustangs, but is hot in this last week. The last 3 weeks, he's had 8 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. He's driven in 14, and a double right here would clear the bases and put the Mustangs up by 2. The 4-2 lead.
Cox takes low. Tyler Cox, the freshman out of Maple Woods from Overland Park, Kansas. As he takes low in the dirt. Crum Took him 5 batters to get his first out and 2 runs, and there's runners on first and second. He's not out of the woods yet. He comes set and will spin off, and maybe just wanted another sign as Cassiolo was only about 2 steps off the bag at second. Tyler Cox is batting .280 on the year. He has 21 hits, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. Fouls the pitch off. Count goes to 1-1. He started off the season cold, but has really started to pick things up and trying to solidify that right field spot come playoff time, as him and Figueroa and some other guys, including Bacon, have all kind of bounced around in that right field spot. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Crum comes set and fires. Off speed, fouled straight back, a little bit out in front of it. Good swing on the changeup by Cox. Cox is an aggressive hitter. You're not going to see him trying to take a walk at any moment. You can tell by his power numbers that he likes to swing the bat. Also, you can get him in trouble with striking out. He's got a lot of power. Crum comes set. Misses upstairs. 2-2 now the count to Cox. Melee on first, Cassiolo on second. Rodriguez will follow. The switch hitter will be batting from the right side.
See his first right-handed at bat in a couple of starts. Lots of right-handed pitchers here in the Mink.
Crum comes set. The 2-2 pitch, low and in, ball 3. A lot of 3-ball counts for Crum, is maybe trying to be a little too fine against the Mustangs. The 3-2 pitch misses upstairs, so that's the 3rd walk of the inning. As Cox will slide over to first, Cassiolo will slide to third, and Melee will slide to second. And that'll bring up Ozzie Rodriguez with the bases loaded and 1 out. 2-2 tie here at Phil Welch. And Crum is really laboring as he'll get a visit from pitching coach for the Griffons. They'll chat on the mound and see how they're going to pitch against Ozzie Rodriguez. Rodriguez, so far on the year, he was a late addition from Missouri Western. He's only batting .188, but only has 16 at-bats, and that's the lowest on the team so far this year. But he is 3 runs. He has 3 hits. 1 of those is a double, and has 2 RBIs, let alone only having 3 hits. So he has produced when needed. Once again, only 16 at-bats for the catcher. Brought in after Peyton Scarborough had to leave the team for medical reasons. He'll step into the box against the lefty Crum, with the bases loaded and 1 out. Matt Walnick will follow. Jake Alou is in the hole. Mustangs have sent up 6 this inning against Crum. Crum in the windup now, fires off speed up and away.
Decision there to put him back in the windup, maybe a little bit more comfortable then with the stretch.
The 1-0 pitch paints the outside corner, strike 1.
Just a bit low, taken at the knees by Rodriguez. So it was borderline being a ball or a strike. It's okay to take one like that.
Either way, it wasn't a pitch that Rodriguez could do a lot of significant damage with. And the 1-1 pitch from Crum is off the hands, fouled straight back. A little tardy on the inside fastball as Rodriguez, and the count goes to 1-2. Corners are playing even with the bag. In middle infield playing in double play depth. The windup and the pitch. High fastball gets Rodriguez for out number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Walnick. So both outs have been Ks for Andrew Crum, as he's really has not included his defense at all. As Matt Walnick will come up. He's struggled as of late, as he is on his last 7 days has had no hits. He's 0 for 11 on his last 7 days. Has walked twice and scored both those times. As the first pitch is a breaking ball in there, strike one. Mustangs and Griffons deadlocked at 2 here in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch just misses low. Catcher McFall held it out there for home plate umpire Kevin Starr, but Starr didn't want any part of it, and the count's now even 1-1. The pitch, inside ball 2. Walnick, a very patient hitter, jumps ahead in the count. Cassiel on third, Mealy on second, and Tyler Cox on first. Infield playing back now with 2 outs. Big swing and a fastball right across the belt. It was a good pitch to swing on, but no contact for Walnick, and the count goes to 2-2.
A walk here would be pretty crucial for the Mustangs. Put them up by 1. It's a tie ball game, 2-2.
Crum is not necessarily a quick worker out there. He likes to step off the mound, take some time, collect his thoughts. He comes set, gives Cox a look, and fires. Fastball upstairs, count goes 3-2, and he cannot afford to walk Walnick, who Walnick is just batting 181 on the year. Only has 8 RBIs and 65 at-bats, and as you were saying, he's 0 for his last 11, so not the guy you want to walk, especially with the bases loaded. But he does just that, and the Mustangs jump ahead 3-2 on the walk by Walnick. Walnick gets an RBI on the walk. It's a 3-2 ball game, and the bases remain loaded as Cassiola comes around to score, and that'll bring up Jake Alou, the second baseman.
Easiest way to get an RBI. Don't have to swing the bat, and it moves everybody up a bag, and now Jake Alou will come up, and this will be the first time the Mustangs have batted around in the first inning of the year.
Jake Alou, the second baseman, got a lot of speed at Boston College.
Andrew Crum pitched Ozzie Rodriguez from the windup. I'm a little confused as to why he moved back from to the stretch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Especially with the bases loaded. Jake Alou's batting .233 on the year. He's only had 30 at-bats. That pitch misses low, and now 2-0 to Alou, so he's really fighting himself out there with command as he's laboring now after the walk to Walnick and the walk to Cox.
Luis Malays at 30 only has 1 stolen base. I would not expect him to steal home.
2-0 pitch is outside ball 3, and Jake Alou, I'd imagine, is at least going to watch 1, maybe 2. Walnick has walked, Richardson has walked, Fisher has walked, and Cox has walked. So make it 1, 2, 3, 4 walks already. And the 5th walk by Crum is going to make the Mustangs lead 4-2 as he walks in his 2nd run of the inning. Everybody moves up a spot. And Mealy scores. Make it 4-2. So all 4 of the first 4 batters for the Mustangs have come around to score. Hasn't been in the same regard as the Griffons, as they had some power in the first inning with the home run. And that'll do it for Crum. Crum comes in with a ZRERA and can't even complete the first inning after allowing 4 runs and really fighting himself on the mound. As the Mustangs bat around, once again 5 walks by Andrew Crum, 4 runs. We'll go ahead and tell you how the 4 runs have happened. Rencio Fisher walked, he came around to score. Jacob Richardson walked, came around to score. Cassiola got a hit to right, which made the bases loaded in the first inning. He eventually came around to score on the 2-run RBI by Mealy, scored Cassiola and Richardson. Connor Bacon struck out swinging. Tyler Cox walked, and that scored a run. Or that actually made the bases loaded with 2 runs already on the inning scored. Walnick walked to score the 3rd run, and Jake Alou walked to score the 4th run, and that'll bring on a relief pitcher for the Griffons. And we'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching You Click Base We're watching UClick TV. This is Mustangs baseball. Cole Butler will come on for Andrew Crum and could not even finish the bottom of the first. Cole Butler has appeared in 5 outings in relief duty. He's pitched 6 2/3 inning and has a 4.05 ERA, the right-hander. First pitch from the year is ball 1 to Orencio Fisher, who walked and scored his first time up, and the Mustangs bat around here in the bottom of the first.
Fisher had a walk in his first at bat. Another one here would be good.
The pitch from Butler is low and away, ball 2. As Butler, he's kind of very quick to the plate and throws it right from his ear, kind of like a catcher or a middle infielder.
Fisher does not have a home run, and how would it be if his first home run was a grand salami?
It'd be something as that ball hums the outside corner, strike 1. Once again, it must be mentioned that the Griffons haven't had a chance to make a putout yet this inning, as the 2 outs have been strikeouts from Crum. Fastball fouled away, strike 2.
Fisher did have 6 home runs this spring with 47 RBIs with Missouri Western. 10 doubles and 3 triples, hitting .337. He has some pop on his bat, just has not yet shown up for St. Joseph.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mustangs lead 4-2. Had a lot of runs early. Off the end of the bat, Butler will field it and flip it over to first. Over to Johnson, that'll be out number 3. Mustangs score 4 on 2 hits, and Crum exits early. We'll be right back. This is Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And Jason Blanchard now all of a sudden has a 4-2 lead as he comes out for a second inning of duty. A bunt laid down. That'll be off the glove of Blanchard for the what seems to be as of now a hit for for the number 6 hitter, Tanner Wettrich, a shortstop, lay down a good bunt down the first base line. And Blanchard is going to have to make a great play, as that'll go down as an error on Blanchard. So E1, as he was forced to his backhand side and was unable to make the play. Jackson Fagg, the DH, will step up for the Griffons now. He's batting from the left side, the lefty-lefty matchup. He has 4 doubles on the year as he takes a low, ball 1. Mustangs lead 4-2. Blanchard comes set, gives Wettrich a look, and fires home. The snap throw by Rodriguez, not in time. Not a terrible idea by Rodriguez. He threw right behind the back of Fagg and tried to fire down Wettrich, the shortstop, over there at first. Wettrich has a pretty decent lead over there. Blanchard comes set, gives him a look, and fires. Fastball just misses, and it's been a tight zone for Kevin Starr. Both ways, really. Count goes to 3-0. As Blanchard misses inside, as he'll walk Fagg on 4 straight pitches. And there'll be runners on first and second with nobody out, as the catcher Jake McFall will come up.
Yeah, this could be where Jason Blanchard's having a bit of trouble with his command. He had to sit a little while in the dugout while the Mustangs rallied for 4 runs as they lead by 2 in the top of the second. That could be hard on a pitcher's arm just sitting around. It's a hot day, so maybe it would not be cold. Sorry, Clayton, go ahead.
Jake McFall is batting .344 on the year. He only has 11 hits, so he's had limited time with the Griffons. 1 double and 6 RBIs. The righty steps in, batting 8th tonight for the Griffons, looking to bunt as he fouls on one straight back. Mealy is playing very in, as he is completely convinced that McFall is going to lay down a sacked bunt. Nobody out, an interesting decision by Ryan Mansfield, the Griffins skipper, to give up an out here down 2 runs. As the 0-1 pitch to McFall, he'll square around and foul that away. So McFall really hurts himself as he puts himself down in the count 0-2 after failing 2 bunt attempts. And I'm sure Ryan Mansfield is starting to question himself now after the unsuccessful bunt attempts, because you get no production now and your batter is down in the count 0-2.
Sitting .344, why are you not having him swing away?
Good question.
So that 1 double, why not make it 2 and then tie up the game?
Cassiola and Mealy still not completely advanced, completely in belief that he's going to swing, as that pitch misses somehow inside. Count goes to 1-2.
If I'm Blanchard, I would gun a fastball inside corner at the knees and make him work for it. Make him try to dig that out of the zone.
Mealy and Cassiola even with the bag. Blanchard gives Wettrich a look at second base. He's getting a little froggy over there, and the pitch. High and away, ball 2.
Well, Blanchard has a couple of balls to spare, so I could see it, but there are 2 balls and 2 strikes now. You got to be careful. Let's not issue 2 more balls in a row and load the bases.
This strike zone by Starr is not huge by any means, as both Blanchard and Crum have struggled a little bit getting a strike call. Runner steals third as Wettrich will go. Throw by Rodriguez, not in time. Ball on the pitch in the dirt, and Rodriguez was unable to throw out the speedy Wettrich, who got a great jump. So he gets a bunt single, actually an error, but his speed forced the error by Blanchard, and then he steals third base. Fagg did not try to complete the double steal as he stayed over there at first, and the whole infield will come around Blanchard and Rodriguez and have a little powwow out there. This is a really big pitch for Blanchard. The Mustangs just reclaimed the lead, 4-2. And a strikeout would be huge for Blanchard against McFall. McFall is followed by Trevor Peterson. Peterson so far in the year is batting 182. So not a huge threat, but then they'll be back at the top of the order where the Griffons are very strong. 3-2 pitch in the dirt. He walked him. Bases loaded, nobody out.
If you're Jason Blanchard, this is not what you wanted to do, and now there's going to be meeting at the mound.
So still no hits on the inning, but the bases are loaded as Wettrich reached on the air by Blanchard, and then Blanchard proceeded to walk Fag and walk McFall. And Blake Hardigree, the pitching coach, is going to come out and have a little chat with his pitcher, Jason Blanchard. No activity in the Mustangs bullpen as of now.
And it'd be hot to sit out there. No shade.
The Griffons are out there posted up in their left field bullpen. Hardly, I don't even think there's a single soul in the Mustangs bullpen right now at the moment.
Well, it's all hands on deck for the Griffons after that 4-run first inning.
Blanchard will step back on the rubber. Face Trevor Peterson, the 181 pitch hitter. I didn't mean to, fouled it to the screen, strike one. Still nobody out. Middle infield playing double play depth as they'll concede the run, hoping for 2 outs. Corners playing even with the bag as Cassiola and Mealy are creeping in, maybe trying to make a play at the plate. Big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Good pitch by Blanchard, and the count is 0-2, and a strikeout would be huge. After this, it's back to the top of the order. Patoy, Valdez, Pagano. The 0-2 pitch is a high fly ball to center. Tagging is Wettrich. Richardson will make the catch, and Wettrich will score on the sac fly by Peterson. And it's a 4-3 ball game. That'll bring up Patoy, the leadoff hitter. He'll hit a ground ball to short. Walnick over to Alou to Mealy. 6-4-3 double play. And the Mustangs get out of the inning with just 1 run with the bases loaded and nobody out. Mustangs hold on to a 4-3 lead. We'll be back for the bottom half of the second inning. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And Jacob Richardson will lead off the second as the Mustangs bat around in the first for 4 runs. It's a 4-3 Mustang lead as Cole Butler, who got the last out of the first inning, will come on here in the second frame. So Richardson's first chance at Butler. Butler out of the stretch. And misses low, ball 1. One and 0 count to Jacob Richardson, the center fielder. Make it 2-0.
Quite an advantage here for Jacob Richardson. First inning he walked, and now in the second inning, he's a left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, but he's seen the ball a little bit better.
Richardson followed by Cassiola and then Mile. In there, strike 1. Fastball on the outside corner. Good pitch for Butler, as Richardson wasn't looking for that pitch. 2-0. The 2-1 pitch, fastball jumped on by Richardson as he was all over that pitch. He fouled it down the first base line. The count now 2-2. Good job by Butler to work inside on Richardson as that ball was at least a few inches off the inside corner. In order to get solid contact, Richardson was forced to pull that ball foul. 2-2 the count. Ground ball to first. That's backhanded by Johnson as he'll trot over to first for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Davey Cassiola. That's 1 out as Butler is able to retire Richardson on the ground ball to first. And that'll bring up Davey Cassiola, who had a flare hit in the right field in the first inning. Ball misses low. Cassiola is batting .226 on the year. He has 21 hits and 14 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. Away. Ball called a strike by home plate umpire Kevin Starr, as he's had a tight strike zone all night and rules that one a strike low and away. 1-1 pitch upstairs, ball 2. Cassiola, as we've mentioned before, switch hitting batter, batting from the left side here as he started out on the right side against Andrew Crum. The 2-1 pitch in there on the outside corner, strike 2. Good pitch by Butler.
One of 2 Mustangs, a single in the first. Mustangs striking for 4 runs on 5 walks. Taking advantage of Andrew Crum's crummy outing, if you will.
The 2-2. Swung in the dirt by Cassiola. McFall will throw over to Johnson to finish the strikeout. And Butler grabs 2 outs quickly for the Griffons. Luis Millet, who has been red hot and continues to be scorching hot, will step up for the Mustangs as he had 2 RBIs on the single between the 6-5 hole and the first inning as the ball grounded right between third and shortstop as he takes low and away ball 1. He's seen the ball really well.
Scored 5 runs in this last week.
And a hard rocket over to third. That's not handled by Peterson on the one hopper. It would have been a tough play. Millet takes a wide turn, but it'll stay at first. We'll see how that's scored. It would have been a tough play by Peterson. Looks like it goes down as a hit. So Millet is 2 for 2 on the single as he roped that ball down the line.
That 2 RBI single in the first came around to score, and that just continues his hot streak. Has 15 RBIs so far.
Connor Bacon now up to bat. He rips one right at the head of Cole Butler, who's able to duck out of the way of it. A hard line drive for Bacon puts 2 on, 2 out. As Bacon jumps on the first pitch, looking dead red on the fastball, and laced it right up the middle. Tyler Cox walked in the first inning, one of 5 Mustangs batters, as you mentioned, James, who walked in the first inning against Andrew Crum, who came in with a sparkling 0 ERA. 4 runs, none of those were earned, and was unable to make it through the first inning. And Cole Butler has been working in relief duty for the Griffons as he fires the first pitch, low and away on the slider. And the other batter's box, good stop by McFall behind the plate.
Cox does not walk a lot. He came in with 8, now he has 9. He does have a lot of strikeouts, as you said. He's a strong hitter. He likes to swing for the fences, and that's shown with all of his extra base hits.
The 1-0. Breaking ball just misses the zone, ball 2.
Look, that was out over the plate, just might have been a bit low.
Cox followed by Rodriguez if he gets on. Couple switch-handed batters in the Mustangs lineup been able to jump to both sides of the plate here with the lefty starting. As Cox fouls that one away, count goes to 2-1.
Rodriguez prefers to hit from the left side, so he'll get a chance to do that if Cox can get on and possibly lead off the third if Cox gets out.
Bacon on first, Mealy on second. As Butler comes set and fires. Just misses low, ball 3. We've mentioned Kevin Starr has a very tight strike zone so far tonight, as both pitchers from both sides have had pitches that they've at least themselves thought should be strikes. Butler comes set. The 3-1 pitch is right down the pipe. Strike 2.
Butler battling back after issuing 3 straight balls. Going to try to get the 280 hitting Tyler Cox.
Shadows here at Phil Welch just creeping over home plate as we had an afternoon start. Cox barely gets a piece of that curveball and fouls it away.
It's going to make it difficult for the hitters as the ball is just now entering the shadows and could put a bit of an illusion into the ball coming over home plate.
This game is not by any means moved at a fast pace. As Butler comes set, the 3-2 pitch, runners will be going, and Cox swings and misses for out number 3. Mustangs still on top, 4-3 as they leave 2 stranded in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV.
Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. Matt Tritton alongside Kai Turner. Now tapping in real quick for Clayton Anderson. And,
is it tapping in
Jimmy
or is it taking
Stanley.
over? I think we're taking over.
Either way.
Welcome,
they do a great job. We want to give them a quick break. So
I think, they need a quick water break. Clayton was sounded a little bit pitchy there. I'm not a critic, but I will criticize at times.
You do that at times. It's been a while since you've been in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, sure has been. About a year?
About a year?
About a year. In Minnesota, they would say a boot.
A boot a year?
A boot a year. How about that? Hey, up to bat, Mr. Valdez. Ethan L., right? Number 4?
Yeah.
Infielder. 261 on the year.
What do you think of this one so far? 4-2 Mustangs, top 3. Jason Blanchard struggled a little bit in the first couple of frames, but
well, struggling. I don't know if I call it struggling. He's just setting himself up for a big game. That's what I would call
Hopefully. They said 4-2, 4-3. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Mustangs in front.
it. 4-3. Well,
First
if our
pitch, called
scorekeeper
strike
here
there.
could do something here. Yeah, what a
Oh.
pitch that was.
0-1 pitch to Valdez. Swinging strike there for Blanchard. And you know what? You need him to work quick, and that's what he's doing now.
You know,
Yellow
in
strikes.
bowling, strikes are important. Baseball,
Turkeys are important in bowling also.
well, or Thanksgiving. So, favorite
football.
side, pumpkin. Is that a side or a dessert? To me, it's a side.
0-2 pitch, curveball in the dirt.
Hey,
Looks
fun
at
fact
1-2 on
today,
Valdez.
not only is this the day that Matt and I walked into the broadcast booth together, 18 years ago today, Goldberg defeated Hulk Hogan to win the WCW
No kidding.
championship.
No kidding. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed by Valdez. That is strike 3. It's in the dirt. Rodriguez fires down to first base. That is one out here in the top of the third inning. Blanchard right where he needs to be. Also, fun fact, 18 years ago today, Clayton Anderson and Jimmy Stanley, our broadcaster today, they were born actually. So happy birthday to those guys, doing a great job for us this summer.
Well, in this scenario, Valdez would be Hogan, and Blanchard would be Goldberg.
Indeed.
And our two broadcasters would be, just a glimmer in your eye.
Yeah. Next up for Nevada, Tyler Pagano steps in, takes the first pitch low. 1-0 pitch.
I think Nevada has the
Ball 2.
most difficult names to pronounce.
My favorite's Judah Zicafus. Not only is it an interesting name, heck of a ball player too. Zicafus.
Hitting 341. Wow, looky there. Yeah, foul ball, out of play. And no one caught that one, but souvenir for somebody going home tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it's also Jake and the Neverland Pirate night.
Another great
Yo
promotion.
ho. Oh. Yo ho, the pitch went to foul.
2-2 count now
That's
on
the
Pagano.
Jake song. You say Pagano's up to bat?
Yep.
That's funny. I saw him driving his car today to the game.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was he drive?
A Yarvis.
And the next pitch from Blanchard popped up into shallow right field. Second baseman Jake Alou ranges over, makes the grab. That is 2 down now.
2 down.
As Nevada now brings up the favorite player for Kai Turner, Judah Zicafus. You mentioned a minute ago. 341 of the season.
I call him
Pretty
Jay-Z.
impressive batting average.
Jay-Z.
You know what I thought was
99
interesting?
problems, but
John Zuptic.
Dinkley-
John Zuptic for the Mustangs. I said, John, does anybody call you Jay-Z? He said, no. I said, why not? I said, I don't know. Is your walk-up song Big Pimpin'? He said, no. I said, why not?
Wait a second.
These are
Big
things you gotta-
pimping. What's big pimping?
Big Jay-Z song from back
Big
in the day.
Jay-Z, okay.
First pitch to Zicafus,
I'm
ball 1.
down with that. Funny story. Here comes Zicafus with a little bit outside.
2-0 down.
Before the game, I interviewed him. We had Star Wars night just a little bit a while ago.
Right.
I said, hey, Judah, Jay-Z, who's your favorite Star Wars character? And I said, now keep in mind, it is Jake and the Neverland Pirates night. He goes, R2-D2. It's another pirate joke.
And that last pitch, a little low. 3-0 count now to Zicafus. 2 down, nobody on, so maybe not necessarily pitching around him, but if he'll chase one, you'll take it.
Blackbeard with the
Strike
strike.
on the inside corner.
Yeah. I like
My
that.
favorite Star Wars character, actually, Captain Kirk.
Really? Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Thank you.
And Zicafus swings and fouls off that 3-1 pitch over toward the Nevada dugout. Full count now, 2 down. Blanchard trying to make this quick, clean inning.
I believe Judah hails from Arkansas. Is that true?
Perhaps. Full count.
It's
He
another
rips
pirate
that
joke.
one down the right field line,
Oh.
but foul and into the stand. So we'll redo that one again.
Got a little footloose there for Zicafus.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. 7 degrees. We're all related somehow, I believe, is what they...
I believe it's 6 degrees.
Can you believe the composure
beautiful.
Blanchard has shown?
It's beautiful. He steps off the mound there.
A little early start today, but that's okay. Little Folgers in your cup is the best part of waking up.
Love day baseball. Actually, talking to Jimmy Stanley about that earlier. It's just like the old days.
So when you say it starts at 5:30, that's a day baseball?
Well, it's in the sunlight, as opposed to most of our games finishing under the lights. We're hoping this one finishes under the daylight.
Under the boardwalk, down by the sea.
Mustangs have won 7 in a row. What are your thoughts? Hold that thought.
8 in a
Here
row,
comes
I believe.
the 3-2 pitch, curveball, and
that's a hit.
Zicafus just sends
Zika-
that one into the
Zika-
gap in left center field. Or base hit.
Whoa! Who
Big
got
turn
loose?
at first base. Thought
Who
about
got
a double.
loose? It's Zicafus.
He'll
got
stay
loose.
at first base.
What were you saying about, is it 7 in a row? Because I believe it's 8. But,
It's actually 7.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 8.
I guarantee it's 7. Go count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Counted.
You were
There we
right.
are.
If you
Made
stopped
it.
at 7, you'd have been right. Now stepping to the plate for Nevada Cole Johnson. It would have been 8, but we had that game the other
Nevada
night
Cole Johnson.
rained out. That would have
7-game
been
win streak. Well, if our stat guys could put something together here, that'd really be helpful.
first pitch to Johnson, left-handed hitter for Nevada, just
Little
off
bit
the inside part of the plate,
inside.
ball 1.
Inside's a good spot to be.
I know
on a
you
warm
played out
day
in this
like
outfield back in the day. What's it like? The sun low like this is still in your eyes as a center fielder.
You just squint as much as you can.
Maybe
and,
close your eyes almost.
Cross your fingers and hope the ball doesn't come to you.
You're kind of like Smalls from the Sandlot.
Smalls? Biggie Smalls.
Tupac.
I know my rap history.
Funny story. Nelly was one of our Clayton Anderson's favorite rapper. Turns out he likes Nelly Furtado, not Nelly from St. Louis.
Correct.
Pitch to Blanchard. Zicafus takes off. Throw down to second base. Not in time.
Hey, funny
Stolen base
story.
Nevada.
Also, his nickname while growing up
Clayton Anderson's?
was Belly.
Belly? Clayton Belly Anderson? Is that true,
Because he
Clayton?
loved Nelly. Belly's Nelly's.
No, we love Clayton. He's actually a varsity soccer player at Doane there in Nebraska. He's a goalie.
Don't you ask a question about his soccer ability.
Don't go
so.
chasing waterfalls.
Well, I don't want no scrubs. I'm not entirely sure of his soccer skills, but he comes on here and he brings the heat every game for the Mustangs broadcast.
The heat is on. Zicafus at second base. 3-0 count now here on Johnson. Blanchard
2
trying
out.
to get out of this inning.
2 out. Score's still 3-4. It hasn't changed.
4-3
unless
Mustangs.
someone hit the wrong button, which is entirely possible. Just a little bit inside. Oh, it squirted away. Squirt. Can I get a shout out to Squirt? Zicafus advances to third on the wild pitch.
Runners on the corners now. 2 down.
Speaking of pitch perfect 3 should be out anytime soon.
I thought it was the second one.
Could it be?
Haven't seen it yet. I saw Pitch Perfect 1.
Real emotional movie. All I know is that song where they play with the cups.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, that's not the name of the song. It's a cup song, I believe.
Well, interesting tie into that. Our pitcher here today, Jason Blanchard from Kingwood, Texas.
Hey, everything's bigger in Texas.
Sure, this heat not getting to him. He's played through some hot ones down there before, I'm sure. Although now up in Rhode Island, where he plays his college ball for the Rams, so a little cooler up there, kind of getting right smack dab in the middle here playing in Missouri.
Speaking from experience, or is this just something you can look up online?
Well, when I look at a map, that's the way it appears.
Yeah. Blanchard, look at that. Coming in.
Called strike there on Tanner Wettrich as he steps in. Runners on the corners. 0-1 count, 2 down. Mustangs trying to hang on to this lead and get out of this top of the third inning. Blanchard's next pitch. Swung on ground ball. Looked like it went off his glove there. Wolnick picks it. Flips it over to Alou at second base. The Mustangs get out of the inning. Still up 4-3. And it looks like Kai Turner taking off running, so we'll let him go. We appreciate Clayton Anderson and Jimmy Stanley letting us step in. Maybe we'll take over another inning here again soon, but we appreciate you guys listening. Mustangs up 4-3. We'll be back to the bottom of the third.
Thanks to Matt Tritton and Kai Turner for stepping in and doing a little broadcast. I hope you enjoyed that. This is UClick TV. Mustangs baseball as Ozzy Rodriguez steps into his walk-up song of Low Rider as he's now batting from the left side. So what relevance that has to anything, not sure. He steps in. His last at-bat was a strikeout looking. That was in the first inning as he swings and misses. Strike number 1 to Rodriguez. This will be his first time facing Butler as his strikeout was one of 2 Andrew Crum strikeouts before he left after 2/3 of an inning. The 0-1 is off the end of the bat, ground ball to first. Johnson will take it himself, and out number 1 as Butler retires Rodriguez quickly on the ground out to first. That'll bring up Matt Walnick. As we have said, is 0 for his last 11, but did have an RBI walk his last time up for the Mustangs. Matt Walnick, a very sound defensive shortstop, as he was a Gold Glover 2 years ago. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1 now to Walnick.
Looking to get a hit. Hasn't got one in the last couple of weeks. Bit of a dry spell.
Butler comes set. A big curveball misses high. As we've said about Butler, he kind of throws it from his ear. His ball comes out very quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Defense playing rather deep in the infield. A flare into right field, and that'll break the hitless streak for Walnick as he gets a 1-out single. And then it'll bring up Jake Alou.
Now he's 1 for his last 12. He gets things started here in the 3rd inning. See if the Mustangs can tack on a little more to their lead.
The speedy left-handed bat of Jake Alou will step in with 1 on and 1 out as third baseman Peterson is playing just about a step in from the bag right now, maybe thinking Alou will lay down a bunt. Walnick above average speed at first as Alou fouls that ball straight back, and all the Mustangs for the most part are pretty above average on the base paths. As manager Matt Johnson loves to get these guys in motion.
He's only stolen 3 bases, but he's only been on a total of 15 times.
Late arrival for the Mustangs, him and Connor Bacon out of Boston College as he dives back into first. Arm looked to get a little bit hung up there in the dirt. But he was able to get back in time.
Lou had his 5th RBI in the first with that bases-loaded walk. 2 bases-loaded walk for the Mustangs, and give him a couple.
A high pop-up by Alou as Patoya will settle under it for the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order, leadoff man Arencio Fisher.
Arencio Fisher has gotten an at-bat in every, well, I was going to say every inning so far. This is his 3rd plate appearance. He had 2 at-bats in the first.
He had a walk and scored, and then he grounded out to the pitcher for the last out of the first inning. First pitch jumped on by Fisher, but fouled away, strike 1. Fisher playing left field today. He's a very versatile player, but left field has seemed to be his home for most of the season for the Mustangs this summer. He can play second and some right as well. As that ball misses low and away, ball 1.
Batted leadoff in every game he's played.
He's
Comes in hitting .216.
He's listed on the Mustangs roster as a utility player, so he is very versatile defensively. As the 1-1 pitch is a ground ball under the glove of Peterson, and that'll go down as an error, and the Mustangs keep their life here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Jacob Richardson, the center fielder. Richardson plays his college ball at Nebraska Kearney, MIAA school. He's from Goddard, Kansas. Bats from the left side as he steps in. He walked and scored as well in his first at-bat, 1 of 5 walks from Andrew Crum in the first inning. Butler comes set, slide step and fires. Richardson jumps on the first pitch but gets under it. That'll be in shallow center. Giving chase is Patoy. He'll make the out for out number 3. Mustangs leave 2 stranded. Still clinging on to a 4-3 lead. We'll be right back for the 4th inning. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV.
Seven, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Nevada Griffons. Here at Phil Welch Stadium, it is the top of the 4th inning. St. Joseph leads the Nevada Griffons 4-3. First pitch in from Jason Blanchard is a ball outside. 1-0 the count to Jackson Fagg, the designated hitter.
Yeah, and Fagg walked his first time up, the big lefty.
Ground ball over to first base. Diving is Malay, and it's just under his glove into right field for a single. Jackson Fagg is on base for twice today. He walked in the second. Jake McPhail walked in the second inning, was part of an inning-ending double play. Runner at first base, no outs. St. Joseph 4, Nevada 3. Blanchard from the stretch. Shows bunt and foul from McPhail. Ball failed to go fair.
Manager Ryan Mansfield has really been trying to get a little small ball in for the Griffons early on in this game. Is okay, trying to maybe succeed and out to advance a runner, but it has not been successful in 2 tries. We'll see if he tries to square around again.
The 0-1 pitch, another bunt shown, and it's going to be caught by Rodriguez, and it was fouled off, so no balls, 2 strikes to McPhail.
And interesting is that McPhail's been the guy called on the bunt twice, and he's failed doing so twice. So I'm sure Mansfield not happy with him.
The 0-2 pitch inside, and it appears that hit him. But it's going to be a wild pitch to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It looked like it maybe glanced off his thigh, but
from our angle, it looked like it might have bounced up and caught his foot or his shin, but as it is now, it did not.
He's going to step back in with a 1-2 count. Runner at second, that's Fagg. And the 1-2 pitch. Down on the dirt, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blanchard's fastball's been sitting around 84 to 87 on the year, and his fastball's been missing just a bit low in this at-bat so far. It's 2-2 count. Blanchard's from the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball, right side, the stands. McPhail will stay alive. McPhail came in hitting .344, and as Clayton said, he tried to bunt on his first couple of pitches in the second, then was able to draw a walk. Nevada was threatening. They struck for 1 run in the second inning and the 2-2 pitch. Curveball down the middle, but missed low. Full count.
Really nice pitch by Blanchard. Even better job by McPhail to hold off on that breaking ball, as that had some late bite to it and just missed low. On 2 strikes, that's a tough pitch to take.
Southpaw comes set. Looks back to second. Now he steps off and stares down Fag to go back to the bag.
And a huge lead by Fag is neither one of Alou or Walnick are holding him on. So why wouldn't he get a big lead? But if you're Blanchard, you don't want him swiping third.
Payoff pitch, check swing, foul tip, strike 3.
Big strikeout there by Blanchard.
Kevin Starr doing an excellent job behind the plate, umping. Was able to tell that McPhail got a little piece of wood on it, and Ozzie Rodriguez squeezed the mitt to secure the out. The number 9 hitter, Trevor Peterson, flew out to center field his last time, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. Oh, 1 count to the 182 hitting number 9 hitter. He has 2 hits and 11 at bats. He's driven in 3 on the year. The 0-1 pitch misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is a rare day game to be played at Phil Welch Stadium. The transformer went out and 7 o'clock start time got pushed back to 5:30. Now a foul ball in the right field line. Louis Millay had the ball in his mitt and it fell out. Right over by the first base side light pole.
And Millay hasn't necessarily been amazing defensively. He's made the plays you would ask him to make and hope for him to make, the routine plays, but maybe not quite as great of a defensive first baseman as Jacob Hurst, but he's just providing so much offensively you cannot take him out of the lineup.
1-2 pitch, fouled away. And that's going to keep the 1-2 count alive for Peterson. John Milan running a couple of balls out to home plate umpire Kevin Starr. Early start for baseball in St. Joseph. Hopefully the power company get the lights back on for tomorrow night's All-Star game. The 1-2 dealing. Ground ball over to Walnick at short. Picked up, thrown across the diamond, over to first to Millay, and in time for out number 2.
And those plays aren't routine for everyone. But when Walnick's over there at shortstop, you just go ahead and mark it as 6-3 even when he's going to his backhand side, as he has just been unbelievable defensively for the Mustangs so far in the summer of 2016.
2 away now in the bottom of the 4th. St. Joseph leads the Nevada Griffons 4-3. Up now is leadoff hitter Kanalu Patoy. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And the 0-1 is on its way. Outside, ball 1-1 count. Blanchard comes set, gets the sign from Rodriguez, and the pitch. Fouled away for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Jackson Fagg is at third base. Tying run is 90 feet away. And the 1-2 pitch. Down the middle. Got him. Strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the day for Jason Blanchard. We've played 4.5 at Phil Welch Stadium. Bottom of the 5th coming up. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. Keep it right here. Bottom of the fourth inning at Phil Welch Stadium, James Stanley, Clayton Anderson. Davey Cassiola is going to lead it off as the number 3 hitter, number 4 hitter, number 5 hitters are due up. Cassiola's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single and a run scored. Got that single in the first inning as he was hitting right-handed. Mustangs were able to beat up on Andrew Crum, who went 2/3 of an inning. That was in the first, giving up 4 runs. All 4 were earned on 2 hits and 5 walks. Cole Butler came in for relief. He's still on the mound as he throws a pitch in there for a ball. One ball, no strike to the California native. And the 1-0 pitch misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Davey Cassiola played at Cal Lutheran, 6'4", 215 pounds. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 outside as well. Hitters count. Cassiola will be looking to take strike 1. Will be looking to take ball 4. The 3-0 pitch. At the knees, outer third of the zone, strike 1. 3-1 the count. Three-one pitch, grounded up the middle. Could be trouble. Cassiola's digging, and in time. Well, not in time. He's safe at first. Bottom of the fourth at Phil Welch Stadium. Lewis Millay up now to bat. He's 2 for 2 today. He's 5 for 5 in his last 5 at-bats at Phil Welch Stadium. Takes ball 1 down and low. Butler on the mound. He's a right-handed pitcher with the high knee Red Sox. And the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a line drive into left field. Over the head of the left fielder, Pagano, and Cassiola's going to round third, and he's coming home. Throw from the cutoff at the plate, and Mustangs go up 5-3. It's the 3rd run driven in by Lewis Millay today. He's now 3 for 3 at the plate. Connor Bacon now batting. 1 for 2 with a single today. Hitting .220 is Boston College teammate Jake Alou is in the 9 spot. It's Butler's first run given up today in the first pitch. Grounded foul, first baseline. No balls, 1 strike. Butler takes the sign from McPhail. He's from the stretch. At second base is Lewis Millay. Has a large lead, but not beyond the shortstop Wheatrich. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled away for strike 2. Millay down in a pitcher's count. No outs. Bottom of the fourth. St. Joseph 5, Nevada 3. Mink League action. The Griffons second place in the Mink South. The Mustangs first place in the Mink North. And the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, and that gets away from McPhail, and that might have hit Kevin Starr on the knee as he grimaced, but going down to third base is going to be Millay on the pass ball. 90 feet away from scoring. No outs. Connor Bacon hitting .220. Lots of fans came out to Phil Welch Stadium to see their Mustangs as the game was pushed up an hour and 30 minutes. We appreciate their attendance. 1-2 count to Connor Bacon. This last week has been hitting .273, and he's scored 6 runs and has walked 6 times. His senior year in high school was named a captain and hit .460. Next pitch, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Has a good lefty swing similar to Anthony Maselli. Played for the Mustangs in 2015. Been driving the ball to all fields. And the 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Connor Bacon has taken 3 straight balls to bring the count full. Millay having a small chat with Matt Johnson at third base. Surprised if he tries to steal home, and the payoff pitch. Check swing, ball 4. And Connor Bacon is going to walk to first base, put runners at the corners. That's now the 6th walk issued today by the Nevada Griffon pitching staff. Still no outs, bottom of the 4th. St. Joe 5, Nevada 3. Tyler Cox 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. First pitch breaking ball. Middle of the zone outside. 0-1 the count. Butler takes the sign from McPhail. He comes set from the letters in the throw. Fly ball into center field, back over the head of Patoy, and on the run he makes the catch. No, he dropped it. Gets back to the wall. Looked like he may have come up with it. Millay was tagging up like it was a sacrifice fly. It's going to be an RBI double for Tyler Cox, and St. Joseph goes up 6-3. Six for 6 at Buffalo Wild Wings. Go get your snack pack tomorrow with your ticket stub from today's game. St. Joseph leads Nevada 6-3. They've struck for 2 runs on 3 hits now. Both 2 hits are doubles. Louis Millay came in to score for his 2nd time today, and Millay has driven in 3 runs. Connor Bacon's now at third base. Cox is at second after his 4th double of the season. And we're going to have a meeting to the mound and a pitching change as Ryan Mansfield is going to go to his bullpen. This is Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. We'll be right back. Mustangs lead the Nevada Griffons 6-3. There are no outs in the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the fourth inning at Phil Welch Stadium. St. Joseph Mustangs have scored 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 doubles, and a walk. Pitching change for the Nevada Griffons. Jared Scott is going to come in to pitch for Cole Butler. St. Joseph leads the Griffons 6-3. There are no outs and runners at second and third.
And another lefty for the Griffons. And, I don't think they wanted to repeat of that first inning where the Mustangs were able to swipe 4 in the first inning before even getting 3 outs. And, but you had to ride your ace like that as Andrew Crum came in with dazzling numbers. And Ryan Mansfield gave him the chance to be successful.
Ground ball by Rodriguez over to short. That's going to drive in 1, and St. Joseph will go up 7-3. They'll trade an out for a run.
Good productive out by Rodriguez.
It's his 3rd RBI of the year from the catcher from Chandler, Arizona. One out. Runner at third base. That's Tyler Cox. Connor Bacon just scored.
After Cox had that RBI double, the deep fly ball to center, I was just going to mention before the pitching change that as that ball misses low and in, is if he can heat up with the way Millet has heating up, and both those guys can be serious RBI power guys in that lineup, the Mustangs can be really dangerous coming down the stretch. As Cox has really picked things up since the start of the year where he struggled a lot, striked out a lot, and he's starting to see the ball a lot better.
We're an hour and 45 minutes into this game. St. Joseph has a 7-3 lead over Nevada. The 1-0 pitch from Scott. In the dirt, misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Cassiola led off the inning with a single. Millay doubled that drove in Cassiola. Bacon walked, put runners at the corners. Tyler Cox then doubled, that drove in Millay. Rodriguez had the ground out RBI to shortstop, and that brings up Walnick. Walnick, right-handed hitter, and the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at what could have been ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like Walnick was sitting dead red there looking for a fastball, and he shot his hands out early and saw the curveball. Good pitch by Jared Scott and a fastball count to drop that curveball in there low and in.
Curveball started out over the plate and broke in at the shoe tops of Walnick and got him swinging. The 2-1 pitch misses in the dirt again, 3-1.
And good stop by McPhail. He's been doing a pretty good job defensively anchoring as the backstop for the Griffons.
Well, if I'm McPhail and if you're able to get that ball in the dirt, if he gets to the backstop and then there's a play at the plate, the one person you do not want trucking into you is Tyler Cox.
That is very true, James.
3-1 pitch. Fouled away, strike 2, full count. Tyler Cox, 6 foot even, 225 pounds. He played football in high school at Blue Valley West in Overland Park, Kansas.
He's a very athletic guy. If you look at him, he is a rather big-chested, kind of stocky 6'2". But boy, he can really turn on the burners once he gets running.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball, one hopper over to second base. That'll drive in 1, and Matt Walnick has 2 RBIs tonight. 1 for 2 with a walk.
And that's huge that your, 7 and 8 guys, like while they don't get hits, can still have productive outs that score runs with ground balls up the middle, both by Ozzie Rodriguez and Matt Walnick. So great job by Walnick with 2 strikes to put that ball in play and allow the insurance run of Cox to score.
St. Joseph leads 8-3. Back to the top of the order with, number 9 hitter now up to bat. Jake Alou, top of the order, is on deck. It's a 5-run lead for the Mustangs. It's a 1-0 count to Alou.
And shadows almost fully over Scott as his head is left out in the sunlight.
1-0 pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. This could be an advantage now for the Mustangs hitters and a disadvantage for Scott, as the sun can be a bit blinding and, like you said, just over his letters on his jersey. Wind up and the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike one.
Also is going to be one heck of a time for center fielders as they're looking at that sun that's coming directly right over the rooftop here at Phil Welch, and they're going to definitely be getting that glare, and it's going to be tough to read the ball at the bat.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Got him off speed, the ball up in the zone.
That's the type of cut you want to see a Lou make. 2-1 pitch. He's maybe looking fastball there, got fooled, as Scott's been doing a good job at throwing off speed and fastball counts.
There are 2 outs and fouled away for strike two again. Count will remain 2-2.
The biggest story of tonight's game is really just shaking your head about Andrew Crumb's performance. And, that just tend to happen. It doesn't matter what a guy comes in, what stats they bring in. There's always just every once in a while a guy can just really struggle. As we saw that not on as big of a scale, but Logan Jasek, who has pitched well all year for the Mustangs, really struggled and couldn't get to the 5th inning for the Mustangs against the Bombers. And, you just never know when something's not going to feel right.
2-2 pitch. May have been fouled away. We'll see what the call is. It is a ball. It was in the dirt. Looked like Alou may have checked his swing and gotten a piece of wood on it, but it's a full count now with 2 away. In the bottom of the 4th, St. Joseph has scored 4 runs. All 4 base runners were put on by Cole Butler, and he will finish with 2 1/3 innings pitched. 4 runs, all 4 were earned. A walk, 6 hits, and 2 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, I was way out in the dirt, tried to bounce it over the plate. And that's going to walk Jake Alou for the 2nd time today. There's nobody on base with that walk, and the first he had the walk that drove in a run.
Not very many clean innings for the Griffons, as the Mustangs sent up 10 in the first. Probably the cleanest inning would be the second, where the Mustangs only sent up 5. And then they sent up 5 in the second and third, and now they've already sent up 7 here in the 4th. And for a day game where it's hot as it is out there, that's really not the type of way you want to work out there.
Rencio Fisher, ground ball through a hole at shortstop, and it's grounded into the glove, actually, of Wheatrich, as it looked like it was going to get just under his glove. He's able to come up with it, and that's going to be an infield single.
And with Fisher's speed, really, honestly, with anybody's speed, there was no real chance for Wheatrich to make that play. He did a great job ranging over to the hole, but he was almost in shallow left field down the line by the time he actually was able to settle his feet and try to make a throw.
Tanner Wheatrich has one of the best ranges in mid-Missouri baseball in college. He plays at William Woods, based out of Fulton, Missouri. First pitch in to Richardson's a strike down the middle.
Richardson looking to give the Mustangs a chance to bat around for the 2nd time tonight. We're only in the 4th inning.
I believe William Woods is in the American Midwestern Conference, but he's one of the best defensive gloves in that entire conference, and we just saw it there. It's amazing he even came up with it. And now the 1-0 gets away, the 0-1 gets away from the catcher McPhail, and that's going to move the runners up on the pass ball.
The only thing I got to say about the play by Wheatrich is you got to be a little bit smarter of knowing who's running, because you're able to make that great play in the hole, but there was no point of even attempting to throw over to first, as he was lucky the throw was on line, and Johnson, the first baseman, was able to get his body in front of it and make the stop, because you see that a lot of times. Shortstop ranges over, makes a great play, and tries to get a little bit too carried away with themselves, and the throw would have never got there anyways, and they throw the ball away.
1-1, swung on a miss for strike two. Jacob Richardson has gotten at bat in every inning. In the first inning, he walked and scored. Second inning, he grounded out to third base. In the third, he flew out to center. Now he's up in the 4th, and Davey Castiola's on deck. He led off the 4th with a single. Mustangs are about to bat around for the 2nd time today, and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will do it for the 4th. St. Joseph scores 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks. They leave 2 on. That brings their total to 9 as they have left 3 on in the first, 2 on in the second and third innings. Top of the 5th at Phil Welch will be coming up. This is St. Joseph Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. The Mustangs lead the Griffons 8-3. St. Joseph Mustangs take an 8-3 lead into the top of the 5th. Richardson ended the inning on a strikeout. The 2, 3, 4 hitters are due up. Nathaniel Valdez. It's an 0-2 count here with Jason Blanchard still working for St. Joe. It's an 0-2 count. And the 0-2 pitch misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And this big padding for Blanchard gives him a really opportunity to try to just really work and not think about how many runs or how many runners are getting on base and just throw strikes.
1-2 pitch, grounded foul.
That's why, for obvious reasons, pitchers that are able to get a good amount of run support, especially early in the game, do better.
This game looked like it was going to be a seesaw battle as Nevada scored 2 runs in the first and 1 run in the third. St. Joseph scored all 4 of their runs in the first, and now, well, pardon me, they scored 4 in the first and 4 in the fourth to bring the score to 8.
Well, with the Griffons bat, you still can't rule them out as we're only in the 5th inning as they're batting .280 on the year as that ball's fouled straight back. But you cannot, that's the thing about this team, and that's probably why they're only a half a game back in the Mink South, is they are not out of any ball game with the way they can hit the ball, especially if you look at the top of their order.
Both the North and the South are pretty tight, and they're not necessarily up for grabs, but the Mustangs got on a 2-game losing streak, then that can be a problem for them as the next pitch misses the zone for a 2-2 count.
And this would be a huge win for the Mustangs if they are able to pull it off, as they are 0 for 3 against the Griffons.
Next pitch, grounded over to short. Walnick throws, and in time for out number 1. 1 away. Top of the 5th, St. Joe 8, Nevada 3.
And that's the great thing about this Mustangs defense, is you never, where some teams do, get nervous or even think about a little easy ground ball that's hit right to Walnick like that. And that's something that's a lot that you could take for granted here at St. Joe.
Tyler Pagano, 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run in the first. Takes ball 1. Wind up in the pitch from Blanchard. In the dirt, ball 2. Has to be a little bit more cooler there on the mound as the shadows have creeped over the mound and almost completely over the entire infield in the 2-0 pitch. Changeup misses 3-0.
Blanchard's got a lot of movement on his pitches, and almost at times maybe arguably too much movement, as it makes it tough for him to find the plate at times.
3-0 pitch. Strike 1, and we've seen that a lot this year in 3-0 counts where Mink League pitchers have been able to work a 3-0 count to 3-1 as batters will be taking. It's almost a given. Pagano has a .330 batting average and fouls it away for strike 2.
That's something, though, that when you get up to the next level, there's going to be some guys that aren't taking that fastball right down the pipe, that they're going to unleash on it because they know they can, and they know they can do some hurting on that pitch.
Payoff pitch. Grounded up the middle, over the pitcher's mound, picked up by Alou. Off-balance throw, over to first and wide. So unless Louis Millet is 8-foot size of Goliath, he's not coming down with that one, and that's going to put a runner at first base. Waiting the ruling, whether it's a
That'll be an error on
error, and it is an error.
Jake Lou. Not going to be a tough play, but those are the plays that the next level you expect to make. And that was kind of a weird, the bat just went flying out of the hands.
Well, and the ball also bounced funny off the back of the pitcher's mound. It was reminiscent of what the Royals had good luck with against the Houston Astros in the ALDS.
A very strange, bizarre turn of events. He had the bat flying in the on-deck circle.
Zicafus, the left fielder, ground ball over to Alou. He's going to get over to it, and he's going to throw to first base, and that pulls Millet off the bag. So 2 straight errors by Jake Alou.
And Jake Alou is getting the start over all-star Brett Maher. So with 2 errors, he's trying to prove himself over at second base, try to get some playing time, and a couple tough plays, though. Hard plays to make.
First pitch into Cole Johnson is a strike. There's 1 out. It's the top of the 5th. St. Joseph leads in Nevada 8-3. Blanchard kicks, he throws. Curveball hung it over the zone, and he's going to get a pop-up. Alou underneath it, and finally records an out. So neither of these runs will be earned now as there are 2 outs, and the last couple of errors could have potentially ended the inning. Jason Blanchard has pitched 5 innings, 5 2/3. With this out, he'll become the pitcher of record. It's from the stretch, he throws from the letters. Fastball at the knees, over the plate, 0-1. Walnick and Alou are playing back on the infield toward the outfield grass. And the 0-1 pitch to the Taco, strikeout player of the night, and he swings and misses at strike 2. And now the runners will move up, and a throw down to third base to get to get Pagano. The throw was from Rodriguez to Cassiola, and that's going to end the inning. So coming back up to the top of the 6th, Wietrich will be at bat, and that's going to do it for the Griffons. The top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up, St. Joe 8, Nevada 3. This is Mustangs Baseball, and you click. Davey Cassiola, the number 3 hitter, is due up in the bottom of the 5th as St. Joseph leads Nevada 8-3. Cassiola is 2 for 3 with 2 runs, and a strikeout in the second inning. It's 2 extra base hits in 2016, a double and a triple. Last spring, he had 7 home runs and hit .403 and has yet to hit a home run for St. Joe. Swing and a miss from the fastball from Jared Scott, who came in for relief to take a spell from Cole Butler. The 0-1 misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cole Butler gave up 4 runs, as well as the starting pitcher Andrew Crum, and on the changeup, Cassiola swings. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Jared Scott got a strikeout in the 4th to end the Mustangs' campaign. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. Cassiola stays alive.
And we're going to have to get this game going at a little faster pace if we're going to want to finish this in daylight, as we've mentioned about the power outage here with the transmitter. The lights hopefully should be worked on by tomorrow's All-Star game. Check Twitter for details on that.
1-2, grounded up the middle. Wietrich on the run, gets a little bit of trouble having the ball out of his mid and throws over to first base in time to get Cassiola.
And Wietrich doing just how they teach you, with coming through. You know, if you have a little bit of trouble gripping the baseball, you're supposed to keep cutting down the distance, so at least you're not wasting your time while you're trying to gather the baseball. And he did a very smooth job and able to retire Cassiola even with the bobble.
Jared Scott, a southpaw, is in his windup, and the first pitch into Malay is looked at for a ball.
What Malay has done is just unbelievable, as he's 3 for 3 again tonight.
It's a shame he's not able to make the Mink League All-Star team, as he's one of the hottest hitters in the entire Mink. And swing and a miss for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's 3 for 3 today, and he has just been hot. His last week hitting .632. Next pitch, ball 2 outside. 2-1. Malay is hitting .380, 27 hits and 71 at-bats. 11 extra base hits and fouls that away for strike 2. From Long Island from Bethpage, New York on Long Island. Teammate of Dixon Marble, the former St. Joseph Mustang. Played at New York Institute of Technology in the 2-2 pitch. Blooper into right field, and that's going to be an out, recorded by Zikafus. Malay is out for the first time today. Connor Bacon, also from the East Coast. Bacon from Hudson, Massachusetts.
So if Scott doesn't do anything else for the rest of the day, he can be better than Cole Butler and Andrew Crum, with the fact that he is the only pitcher to retire Melee so far.
Swinging and missing at strike 1 is Connor Bacon. The designated hitter starting for Kyle Urich, who went 0 for 4 last night with 4 strikeouts. The windup in the 0-1 from Scott. Changeup painted the outside third of the plate. 0-2 the count. Connor Bacon will have to be taking some defensive swings. Bacon 6'3", 220, bats left, he throws left in the 0-2 pitch. Looked like he may have wanted to go around on it, was able to keep his bat back, and that'll be a ball in the dirt. He's a business major at Boston College. He's a freshman, as well as his teammate Jake Alou from Boston College as well. The 1-2 pitch. Misses outside, 2-2. Crowd is a bit quiet as St. Joseph has an 8-3 lead in the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball 3, and Connor Bacon has worked 2 0-2 counts to full as he did in his last at-bat in the 4th. That resulted in a walk and a run. And 3-2 is swung on and grounded over to second base. Valdez has it, and a throw to first will retire the side. St. Joseph goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Top 6 coming up, 8-3 Mustangs. This is Mustangs baseball. Tanner Wietrich will lead it off for the Nevada Griffons in the top of the 6th. The Mustangs lead the Griffons 8-3. St. Joseph has struck for 4 runs in the 1st and 4 runs in the 4th. Jason Blanchard, pitcher of record, working on his 6th inning. As he throws a ball inside to Tanner Wietrich. It's low as well. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Tyler Cox running over to it and runs out of room. Wietrich is 0 for 2 with an error in the 2nd from the pitcher. That was Blanchard. They reached on a fielder's choices last time. He had a stolen base on a run. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball over to short to Walnick. Steps and throws, and over to Mealy in time for out number 1. Retired the first Griffin, and up comes Jackson Fagg. Jackson Fagg has a single and a walk today. He has not scored. He's been left 90 feet and 180 feet away as he takes ball 1. Blanchard in his windup. Kicks the sign from Rodriguez and the pitch. Two-seamer down the zone. Out over the plate for strike 1.
Blanchard has really settled down since the first inning. He's only given up 1 run outside that first inning. All 3 runs in the first 2 against Blanchard.
1-1 curveball, strike 2.
As the Griffons were able to strike for 2 in the first and 1 in the second. Blanchard seems to always go at least 6 innings, at least in his last couple starts.
Has 3 strikeouts today.
And that pitch almost hit the bowl as it went flying out of his hand. Slipped on a curveball and went way beyond the back of Fagg. And I don't know if a little sunscreen on his hand or what happened there, but maybe he ate popcorn. A little difficulty holding on to that baseball.
Eating popcorn between innings in the dugout. And that hit him, and that's going to put Fagg on first base.
It looks like his hands are still a little bit greasy.
Now batting, catcher
Hey, you know.
Maybe he has some Vaseline on the rim of his cap.
Hey, no Mustangs do that, James. Come on now. Run a clean organization here at St. Joseph. I mean, I guess if you put the Vaseline on his hands, it's not helping him as he's really hitting that rosin now as the perspiration might be causing some of the slippage.
Well, you know, ever since Clay Buckholz was no longer allowed to put Bullfrog on his arm, he's not been the same. A couple years ago, he got in trouble for spraying Bullfrog and then mixing it with rosin. Who would think that combination, Bullfrog and bug spray, that combination on your forearm, getting a little bit of that on the ball would help your control?
What I want to know is what happens if he starts getting a whole bunch of bug bites on his forearm now and he can tell him, like, hey, I need some bug repellent. What's he going to do?
First pitch into McPhail is a ball inside at the shoestrings.
I wonder if he's tried some other brands, you know, like Off or, you know, Deep Woods, Forest, bug spray. But I assume it's all bug sprays that are banned now.
1-0 count. Line soft liner into left field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. McPhail will move to first, and McFag will stop at second. Trevor Peterson is 0 for 1 with a RBI sac fly in the second inning. And he will bat.
Looks like there's some activity in the Mustangs pen as a righty is getting up. From here, at least, it looks to be possibly Logan Campbell out there warming up, the tall righty. We'll see. Maybe Jake Pearl as well.
Jason Blanchard in his last 2 starts has gone at least 6 innings. He's thrown 5 1/3 tonight.
And I'm sure Matt Johnson, with all these games coming up, would like to squeeze at least 6 out of him, but I'm sure he has some sort of pitch count limits as well. So we'll see how long Blanchard can last here as he's in the 5th inning. A nice ground ball double play would be a really nice gift for him and the Mustangs.
Blanchard's looking over at the third base coach for the Nevada Griffons, and it looks like they're going to have a pinch runner.
I wonder what happened to McPhail as he's obviously limping a little bit over there. We'll see if he can maybe re-enter at catcher if he's to be done for the night.
It's going to be Samuel Mitchell.
So for right now, Mitchell on for McPhail.
Next pitch into Peterson is a strike. It's about to wonder if they allow courtesy runners for catchers in the Mink League. I believe they do not.
I highly doubt it at this level of league when you're trying to get looked at by coaches if they allow the courtesy runners.
The 0-1 pitch, curveball. Looked like it was going to be out over the zone, but it was just a bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peterson.
Mitchell, rather, is listed as an infielder on the roster, so we'll see if he can catch or not, or if they'll end up subbing in another guy behind the dish.
1-1 pitch. Inside fastball, 2-1. Peterson hitting 182. Fly out, a sac fly to center field, and a ground out to shortstop. Has 3 RBIs.
Jake McPhail was actually listed as an outfielder who was catching tonight, so kind of interesting. He did a good job behind the plate for the Griffons defensively. Hopefully he's okay as he was limping off the field.
St. Joseph has a 5-run lead over the Griffons. It's 8-3. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Runners at first and second in the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball into right field, left field. On the run is Mauricio Fisher, and that'll bring 2 away. The leadoff hitter, Kanailu Patoy. 1 for 3.
I have a feeling this might be Blanchard's last batter, regardless if he records the out or not, as bullpen is getting very hot over there in right field. You'd love to make it 6 complete here and make a quality start for the Mustangs.
Logan Campbell is warming up for St. Joseph, and the first pitch is fouled off for an 0-1 count to Patoy. Patoy had a single in the first where he scored, grounded into a double play in the second, and in the fourth he struck out looking. One of 3 strikeout victims of Jacob Blanchard this afternoon. On deck is Nathaniel Valdez, and next pitch misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake Alou playing at second base is shielding the sun with his glove as the shadows are just creeping out over the edge of the infield dirt. The 1-1 pitch. The runner goes down to third, and that's going to get back behind Rodriguez. And the runners will move up. So a stolen base for Fag. So he was already going. And Mitchell is going to take second on the pass ball. Patoy has runners at second and third with 2 outs. St. Joseph with an 8-3 lead over Nevada. The 2-1 pitch. Down the middle, missed high. 3-1.
The ball seemed to go right across the belt of Patoy. And once again,
that's tight strike zone by home plate umpire Kevin Starr.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Tight strike zone as that ball misses low and he walked him.
So bases are completely full. No more room to put any more base runners. Jason Blanchard has metaphorically burned his boats.
Now batting second baseman Ethan Valdez.
Valdez is 0 for 3. The pop fly out to the pitcher on a bunt in the first, and the third a strikeout, and the fifth a ground out to short. Swinging at the first pitch, that's high and shallow to right center, and on the run is Jacob Richardson, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the inning as the bases are loaded. The Griffons are frustrated as they have stranded 8 runners today on the base pads. They trailed the St. Joseph Mustangs 8-3. The bottom of the 6th coming up. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV. Connor Pomerine is in to catch now for Jake McPhail, who left with an apparent injury after singling in the 6th. St. Joseph will come up with the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Tyler Cox will lead it off. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout and an RBI. He walked all the way back in the first inning.
Leading off for the Mustangs, right fielder Tyler Cox.
St. Joseph, despite scoring 8 runs, has stranded 9 runners on.
They've left the bases loaded once, and in the 2, 3rd, and 4th innings, left 2 on the base pads. Tyler Cox hitting .280, takes a strike from the left-handed pitcher Jared Scott.
And I love watching Cox bat because he never gets cheated at the plate. He's always going to leave at least taking 1 or 2 big cuts.
And the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, strike 2. He likes to get his money's worth.
As I say that, he watches 2 strikes. But those were both very good pitches by Scott on the outside corner, not Cox's pitch.
Scott winds and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on 3 pitches. And Cox will sit down.
That was a really good sequence by Scott. He painted the outside corner in 2 straight fastballs and then got Cox to reach and swing right over top of a changeup that was in the same exact place. So after succeeding with 2 fastballs, he throws a pitch that looks just like that fastball, but the table drops on it. And good job by Scott. He's done a good job in relief duty for the Griffons so far.
St. Joseph, 8 runs on 9 hits. Nevada, 3 runs on 5 hits. Ozzy Rodriguez looks at ball 1. 1-0 count. Rodriguez had an RBI ground out into the 4th, as well as Matt Walnick, who is on deck, and the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, finds the zone, 1-1. Rodriguez, 3 hits and 19 bats and 3 RBIs. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at strike 2 was a fastball up in the zone. 1-2. Jared Scott made quick order to the Mustangs, retiring them 1-2-3 in the 5th, and the 1-2 pitch. Misses downstairs, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases are empty in the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Looked like was the correct height, but just missed a bit outside. Full count, and the payoff pitch is on its way. Line drive into left field and foul. Probably about the best hit that Ozzy Rodriguez has had all year to left field as a right-handed hitter.
Like that. You saw him jump on a ball just like that a couple nights ago from the left side as he pulled one down the line a few feet from the wall. He does the same from the right side.
3-2. Soft fly ball into center. Ranging over is Patoy, and he's under it for out number 2.
Jared Scott has done a good job at trusting himself and trusting his ability as he's thrown strikes and attacked these Mustangs hitters, unlike his predecessors.
He's going right at him, and it's done very well. 6 batters in a row. Started with a strikeout to Jacob Richardson in the 4th. Matt Walnick, 2 RBIs, is 1 for 2. Has a 0-1 count. Scott deals. Curveball outside corner at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes.
And he's working very quick, which is something that at least Andrew Crum was not successful in doing as he was taking eternity on the mound.
The sun is setting. They got to get this game in the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did not go around, and it's going to be a ball.
You're told by GM Kai Turner, who was on the broadcast earlier, that it's all up to the umpires. It's in the umpires' hands of if they decide to stop this game early due to sunlight.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's strikeout number 3 for Jared Scott. 2 strikeouts in the 5th, and St. Joseph will take an 8-3 lead into the top of the 7th. This is Mustangs Baseball on UClick TV, seen on Roku. St. Joseph leads the Nevada Griffons 8-3 into the top of the 7th. On to pitch now is Logan Campbell for Jason Blanchard, who in his third straight start goes 6 innings. Line drive foul on the right field side off the top of an awning or an umbrella on a picnic table in right field. Tyler Pagano is 1 for 3 with a home run and 2 runs driven in. Ground ball over to third base. Cassiola has it across the diamond over to first and out for round number 1.
And Logan Campbell's a hard-throwing righty. He's been very successful this year in relief duty. He's appeared 9 times. That's second to only John Milan and Steve D'Amico. And he has pitched in 17 innings of work. He has a 1-0 record. He has given up 3 runs and has a 1.58 ERA with a 15-14 strikeout to walk ratio.
Judas Zicafus sees a fastball from Campbell and takes it for a ball. It bounces to the backstop, 1-0. Zicafus 1 for 3. Came in tonight hitting .341. On deck is Cole Johnson. Zicafus has 31 hits. That leads the team, or he's second on the team to Patoy. Has 1 home run, 16 driven in, 11 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Next pitch fouled away. 2-1 the count. St. Joe 8, Nevada 3. The 2-1 with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Got him golfing. 2-2.
Probably about a 9-iron there.
Logan Campbell has 1 pitch to spare in the 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul. Campbell has 9 innings of work on the season. He's 0-1 with a 1 ERA. He's given up 4 runs, only 2-2. Inside ball 3. Scrap that. His ERA is 1.58. He's allowed 7 runs in 17 innings. He's 1-0. Just reading the stat line for Jake Pearl. But Campbell has 15 strikeouts and 14 walks. Line drive to right field, or pardon me, to first base. And Millay is over to make the catch.
It's kind of funny how Millay caught that ball. It's just like he was playing a casual game of catch as that ball by Zicafus kind of lobbed into him like a slow throw, and he just kind of caught it right by his left shoulder, and as nothing, didn't even have to move.
It was a soft liner. The sun is setting at Phil Welch, and there's 2 outs. Base pad's empty. Top of the 7th. St. Joe 8, Nevada 3.
And now it's not only a battle between the Griffons, but a battle to get this game in with the sunlight.
Curveball misses, brings the count to 1-1. Cole Johnson playing first base today. Fly out to left in the first and a pop out to shortstop in the second. Popped him up. It's high. Rodriguez thinks he might have a play, and it's just off the top netting behind home plate. Rodriguez does come up with the catch, but it's off the netting, so showing off his athleticism.
He's trying to get home plate umpire Kevin Starr to count that for him. He gets a couple of ovations by the St. Joseph locals.
The taco guy calling for Logan Campbell to strike Johnson in the 1-2 pitch. Down the middle, and he struck him. Got him looking, and that's the first strikeout for Logan Campbell as he sets down the Nevada Griffons in order. We've played 7.5. Seventh inning stretch at Phil Welch Stadium. The Mustangs have an 8-3 lead. This is Mustangs baseball on UClick. Jake Alou, the second baseman, is batting now, and the leadoff hitter, Rencio Fisher, is on deck. The Mustangs have an 8-3 lead over the Griffons. It's a 1-ball, no-strike count as Jared Scott, the lefty, deals, and a seeing eye ground ball into right field will get down for a single for Alou. That's his 8th hit of the year. Runner at first, Rencio Fisher. Batting now. He's only driven in 3 runs this year. Drew a walk in the first and reached first base on an error in the 6th. And in the 4th, he singled and reached second on a pass ball. He has 12 hits in 53 at-bats and a line drive, 1 hopper to the shortstop, and that gets over his glove. It will be a single. And Fisher now has 2 hits in 2 at-bats.
And these two guys on base, Alou and Fisher, can really provide you with some fireworks, as they are both very speedy and very smart base runners as well.
Jacob Richardson now hitting left-handed. Slightly open stance, gently swinging the bat, and the pitch misses. Fastball, 1-0. No outs. Mustangs 8, Griffons 3. Played 7.5 at Phil Welch, or 6.5 rather. 1-0 pitch from Scott. Swing and a whiff, 1-1. Mustangs have 8 runs on 11 hits. The Griffons, 3 runs on 5 hits. They've stranded 8. The Mustangs have stranded 9 and the 1-1. In the dirt, ball 2. Scott's going with some off speed. Just not quite finding the zone. It's from the stretch, from the letters and the pitch. Grounded over to second base. Valdez will throw to second to get the leadoff runner. There'll be runners at second and third after the ground out by Richardson. And there's one away. Alou's at third, Richardson's at first, and Davey Casiola is at the dish. Scott deals, and the runner goes, and that's going to be a pop fly foul. Johnson has a read on it in front of the Mustangs bench, and he's going to bring it in for out number 2.
And Richardson getting a little sprint work over there at first base as he got a great jump and was almost all the way over at second base. When we saw that ball in the air, he had to hurry up and hustle back there to first base. And I think it's a matter of time before he swipes the bag in order to try to give Mealy 2 more RBIs.
Lewis Millay has runners at the corners. He's driven in 3 tonight with a single and a double. He scored 2. Flew out to right field his last time. Be playing in tomorrow's home run derby as he fouls that one away for strike 1.
Should be in tomorrow's All-Star game.
Bit of a baffling call as he leads the Mustangs in hits and has not as many at-bats as some of these other Mustangs who made the All-Star team. McDonald is understandable, leading the team in batting average, but he has more at-bats than Brett Maher, fewer at-bats than Brett Maher, and more hits. And the throw down to second base is not in time, and that gets into center field, and coming in to score is Jake Alou, and St. Joseph extends their lead to 6. So stolen base, and that should be an error that scored Jake Alou. Yet to show on the scoreboard. Lewis Millay at the plate takes ball 3. Takes ball 2, actually. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second base. St. Joseph leads by 6, 9-3.
And per official score, that was an error on the second baseman on the catch over at second base that allowed the run to score by Jake Alou. So the 4th Griffons error on the solo base by Richardson, and the lack to catch the ball is what it was ruled. Not an error on the catcher, but rather an error on the second baseman, Valadez.
3-1 pitch. Fly ball into deep center field. On the run is Patoy, and diving at the warning track, he comes up with it. The St. Joseph fans are applauding Patoy as that was a fantastic catch. Even Millay will have to tip his cap as that was a great play. And St. Joseph will head to the top of the 8th. The 9-3 lead. This is Mustangs baseball.
Tanner Wietrich leads it off for the Griffons as James slides over to camera and color, and I'm Clayton Harrison. I'll have your play-by-play here for the 8th. Taco Guy gets hit as Wietrich wears a fastball by Logan Campbell that just grazed his left arm. Will be on first, the leadoff hit by pitch. I'll bring up Jackson Fagg, who has 2 walks and a hit, 1 for 1 tonight. Top of the 8th inning, Campbell fires upstairs, ball 1.
That's the second Mustangs hit by pitch tonight, as they tagged Fag in the last inning.
Ball upstairs, ball 2 is Campbell. And the snap throw by Rodriguez goes way up the line, and Cox has to roam over there. And that will allow Wietrich to advance to second on the air on a snap throw by Rodriguez.
Fourth error tonight committed by St. Joseph. Not necessarily the most clean ball game. The sun is setting. Hopefully we can get this last couple of innings in.
Campbell fires in tight, ball 3. So Campbell's struggled with control as his first pitch hit Wietrich, and he's thrown 3 straight balls to Fag. And looking to find it here with some activity in the Mustangs bullpen. Upstairs, ball 4, so 2 on, nobody out. Especially against the bottom tier of the Griffons lineup. You do not want to do that, as there's going to be runners on first and second with nobody out. The pitch upstairs with an off speed, as this is Connor Pomerane, as he
hits another batter.
Is hit. So Pomerane, and his first at bat, wears one. He'll trot over to first base, and the Griffins got a little bit of life going here in the top of the 8th. Bases loaded, nobody out for Trevor Peterson, the number 9 hole hitter. He has a sac fly, a ground out, and a fly out so far today. 0 for 2. Sac fly was in the second inning. This will be his first chance against Logan Campbell. Campbell comes set. The first offering just a bit low, ball 1. Bases loaded, infield playing back, as though with a 9-3 lead for the Mustangs, they'll be willing to trade an out for a run here in this situation. Fastball catches the inside corner, strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1. Campbell comes set, gets the sign from Rodriguez, and fires. Soft hit ground ball to short. Walnick over to second to Alou. Alou relay throw, not in time. They did everything they could, but the ball was not hit relatively that hard. And a fielder's choice will put Peterson on. And the first out is Pomerane, as he is out advancing to second on the fielder's choice. 9-4 Mustangs lead now. 1 out on the inning. The pitch is just a bit upstairs, ball 1. Runners on the corner, 1 out. Campbell has given up 1 run. Big swing and a miss, and thank God for the net being there, as that bat was just chucked down the first base line. And everybody's safe over there at the net, thank God, because that bat was chucked. And he's going to go get a little bit of pine tar, and that's probably much needed for Canalala Pitoy. And I'm just glad everybody's okay over there. And reasons like this is why ballparks are becoming more safe with more netting. Some fans are a little upset about the viewing experience, but situations right there are why safety is the top priority for ball clubs.
Well, the new netting they have is even more invisible, and the technology is getting better and better. So you're able to make a thinner twine and make it easier to see through. Someone had the suggestion of using plexiglass, but I think that would just deter from the ambience of a ballpark.
High fly ball in the shallow left. Getting under it is Walnick, and that'll be out number 2.
For 2 away, second baseman Ethan Valdez.
So good pitch by Campbell as that jammed Patoy. And he gets the pop up to Walnick for out number 2. That'll bring up Nathaniel Valdez, the second baseman, who is 0 for 4 tonight. Popped up to the pitcher, struck out in the 3rd, grounded out to short in the 5th, and flew out to center in the 6th. Runners on the corner, 2 outs. The Griffons have nabbed 1 run back here in the top of the 8th. Pitch by Campbell is right on the outside corner, strike 1. Campbell has found his command here again after he started off a little shaky in the inning. Top of the 8th here at Phil Welch Stadium. Ground ball to short. Walnick will take the easy route, flip it to Alou for out number 3. The Griffons leave him on the corner. They strike for 1. Mustangs still lead 9-4. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And the umpires conversating with Mustangs manager Matt Johnson. This might be an issue of visibility as the sun is very low here. And this could be stopped at some point and resumed at a later note. Very inconvenient. Tough situation today with the transmitter blowing out here at Phil Welch Stadium. Due to the storm, had to push the game as far back as they could to 5:30. And it looks like we're going to start the bottom of the 8th. But it'll be interesting to see how much longer this game can go. 9-4 Mustangs lead.
Well, I wonder if they've played long enough to call this a complete game, because in Major League Baseball, as long as it's not close, if they've played more than 7 innings, then they'll go ahead and call it.
And we'll have to get a Mink League ruling that might not come right now. We might be able to get that to you in our post game. But it is becoming an issue of invisibility as we have a new pitcher for the Griffons, who will face Connor Bacon. Connor Bacon, the DH, steps into the box and takes a low and away, ball 1. One hopper to the shortstop. Wietrich will fire over to Johnson, and that's out number 1. So 2 pitches retire Bacon. And maybe he was told by his skipper, Matt Johnson, to swing at anything close because we got a game to finish.
That's Adam Askill. He's coming to pitch now.
So Adam Askill, the righty, will relieve Scott, who is by far the best pitcher of the Griffins so far, as Tyler Cox steps in and takes a huge rip at a fastball inside. And no dice, strike 1.
He's thrown 6 innings. No decision record. 2 hits, 3 runs, 7 strikeouts, and 6 walks.
And a sharp breaking ball in there for strike 2. Cox is 1 for 3 rather on the day, with a walk, a double, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts. As he's now behind in the count, 0-2. The skill fires low, ball 1. as it is becoming hard to see here at Phil Welch a little bit. As there's 5 outs remaining to be collected in this game, as a sharp line drive down the right field line goes foul. So good job by Cox to battle it off.
Jared Scott is done. He went 4 innings, gave up 1 run and was earned, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So best outing by far of any Nevada Griffons pitcher.
And Cox trying to avoid his 3rd strikeout, but he won't be able to as he strikes out swinging for the 2nd out of the inning.
You know, the real advantage here is for the Mustangs as they'll come up in the top of the 9th on the defensive side, and Nevada Griffons will have to deal with the sun setting, difficulty of seeing the baseball, or might just get this one in, as this game started at 5:30 and we're just about to the 3-hour mark.
The skill comes set. The pitch to Rodriguez is a grounder to short. Wietrich comes, charges in, and makes the plays. Mustangs go 1, 2, 3. We'll be back for the top of the 9th. You're watching Mustangs baseball on a very unlit Phil Welch Stadium. We'll be right back. Who's pitching? Jonathan Lynch, the sidewinder for the Mustangs, will come on to try to close this out in a non-save situation. So Mustangs hope to give Steve D'Amico, who's pitched in 2 straight days, a rest here on this 9-4 ball game as Lynch jumps to an 0-1 count. Ground ball to Alou. Alou will flip it over to Mile for out number 1. As Zikafus grounds the second, and 2 outs remaining. Correction, Pagano, as Zikafus is stepping up to the plate now. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Mustangs looking to close it out here to improve their record to 26-8 on the year and 18-8 in Mink League play as that pitch is in there, strike 1. Big swing and a miss by Zikafus, and count goes 0-2 as I'm sure he's having trouble picking up the baseball as there's about no sunlight. The 0-2 pitch. Into the other's batter's box, 1-2, and you can see Lynch is working in what looks to be fast forward as he is getting the ball back from Rodriguez and trying to throw to try to get this game done. Inside fastball, Zikafus with a half-hearted swing goes down swinging. So 1 out to go. And this Mink League game is Zikafus strikes out swinging. That'll bring up Cole Johnson, who is 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Mustangs fans start to clap as they want this last out. It's about 8:30 Central Time. 1-1 count. Lynch As I said earlier, working very quickly. Lynch toes the rubber. Cubs set. This is load away. The 2-1 pitch. Way outside. 3-1 now. As Lynch does not want to walk with the Mustangs up 9-4. I'm sure he's going to try to throw Johnson something down the plate here. Low and away, ball 4. And it's getting very questionable. And what better way to try to end this game than with the Taco Bell K-Man of the night, Tanner Waitrich, who has not struck out yet. He is the shortstop for the Griffons. He takes a big cut at a fastball, and he's 2 strikes away from Tacos. 1 on, 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Mustangs lead 9-4. Ball just misses off the outside part of the plate. He hit the glove of Rodriguez. Didn't get the call. Lynch comes set and fires. High pop-up down the right field line. Foul. 1-2 now the count. And just in 1 pitch, Jonathan Lynch can give the Mustangs
the W and some tacos.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. The 26th win and some free tacos. Lynch comes set. Fastball misses inside. 2-2. Lynch checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch. Low and away.
Lynch just needs to come at him here.
Mink All-Star game is tomorrow with the Home Run Derby beforehand. Lynch comes set. The 2-2. Misses low and away. Ball 4. The Griffons clinging on to what little life they have. As that'll bring up Jackson Fagg, who will have to almost bat in darkness.
He's 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch and a stolen base.
And this is where...
Very patient today.
Sorry, James. Did not mean to cut you off.
Unlike me.
Well, I thought you were done with your statement. That was my bad. As Lynch comes set and fires a changeup low. And this is a situation where if I was Rodriguez, I'd run out and maybe tell Lynch they can't see the ball, throw it down the middle, and let's finish this game. The 0-1. Misses low and away.
He cruised through the first couple of hitters. I was thinking, well, this is going to be over real quick, and then back-to-back walks.
A 1-1. A ground ball back to Lynch. He settles with the short hop, flips it over to Mealy, and the lackadaisical throw by Lynch was low. And Mealy, trying to make the catch, was unable to. It popped out of the glove. They say it was not on the transfer as the umpire, Clifton Gurel, gives the bobble sign, and we have bases loaded now, as that'll be an error on first baseman Mealy. Mealy shaking his head a little bit. It was not a great pitch from Lynch. The 1-0-1 pitch is line to left. The Griffons are not going down with a fight here in the dark Phil Welch Stadium, as that ball was slapped in the left field by Connor Pomerine, who is replaced the catcher Jake McPhail, who came out injured, and he gets an RBI, as Johnson will come across the score, and it's 9-5 here with the bases loaded for the Griffons. And a line drive to center, and that's going to drop and score at least 1.
In the words of Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over.
And everybody advances an extra station, and it's 9-6. And once again, visibility not good, not seeming to affect Trevor Peterson or Connor Pomerine, who have back-to-back singles. And with a stake attached to him.
Tying runs at first base, the winning run is at the plate. And if you're Nevada, this is exactly where you want to be. You want to have this inning draw it as long as possible, maybe get the umpires to call it, and then they would have to play one more out, especially with the tying run at the plate on a later date, as Nevada will be here on Saturday.
And 2 straight balls from Lynch, and you got to think if the Mustangs go to the bullpen, it might be the end of this game.
Well, if Jonathan Lynch was going to quick pitch and just throw strikes, it's too late at this point.
Strike on the outside corner given by Kevin Stars. That pitch was borderline. And Stars' strike zone's been very tight tonight, as he really hasn't had any concern of trying to get this game in the sunlight. Fastball in the same place, but about an inch off the plate. Count goes to 3-1. And all of a sudden, this is a very, very, very interesting game here at Phil Welsh. The 3-1 pitch. Patoy wanted to trot over to first with a RBI walk, but he doesn't get to, as that ball is called a strike by Kevin Starr. The 3-2 pitch. Low and away. Patoy chucks his bat over towards the on-deck circle, and Nevada continues to battle, and we've talked about the Mustangs in the past having struggles closing out games. It's now 9-7.
All these runs for Jonathan Lynch are unearned after that error that was committed by Lewis Millay at first. Thought the throw was a little bit low. Instead, they're going to give it to Millay.
And he's hit, and now it's 9-8 as the tying run is on third base. And this has really been a disaster so far here in the ninth. As Patoy gets on with a walk, Valdez is hit by a pitch.
Matt Johnson might go to his bullpen as he is walking out to the mound as opposed to pitching coach.
And Fagg and Pomerine score. And the Griffons have got 4 runs in the top of the ninth, and that'll do it for Jonathan Lynch. We'll take a short break as this game has gotten very, very hairy for the Mustangs. A 9-8 ball game. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. Jake Pearl on to hopefully get the save and close the door for the Mustangs. They have not wanted to do that here in the top of the ninth, giving up 4 runs. It's now a 9-8 ball game. The Griffons have scored 8 runs on 7 hits. The Mustangs have scored 9 on 11. And here in the darkness, that'll bring up Tyler Pagano as the Griffons have batted around. Pagano, if you remember, had a home run way back in the first inning as Pearl will throw that ball and it'll get past Rodriguez. Coming across to score is Peterson, and it's a tie ball game on the wild pitch. And wow, this has been something as the Mustangs have unable to close the door, and it is 9-9. The Mustangs' woes against the Griffins seem to continue here as they are unable to close the door in the ninth. The 1-0 pitch is in there, strike one. And this is not ideal. Pearl comes in, ground ball to second. Alou will get it, throw it to Millet, but it's one pitch too late as the ball went back to the backstop and scored Peterson for the game-tying run as the Griffins strike for 5 in the top of the ninth. We have a tie ball game. We'll see if we have any baseball left, and it is almost completely dark. You're watching Mustangs baseball on UClick TV. And the Mustangs have had a tendency of squandering leads, but with their 25-8 record, have been able to come back lots of occasions as Walnick will lead it off. But this all started when Jonathan Lynch was unable to make a firm and accurate pitch over to first base Millet. It was at his shoe tops, and Millet was unable to make the reaction to make the catch, and the ball popped out of his glove. As that has been essentially the only thing that gave the Griffins life, and they took advantage of it. Walnick hits a line drive to right, and that's a jumping catch by Zikafus, who I believe probably had a very tough time seeing that ball, as he came in at first and then realized that the ball was going right over his head and was able to jump and make the catch as Walnick flies out to right field to start the game. Jake Alou hits a high fly ball to left. That's going to be settled under by Pagano, and he makes the catch. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Orencio Fisher after the two quick flyouts. Fisher steps into the box. Tie ball game. The Griffins scored 5 in the top of the inning. All of those runs were unearned after the Jonathan Lynch pitch to Millet that was not successful, as Fisher fires a ball right back up the middle against Masick. And that has to be scary with the visibility, as he's over at first and he does have speed. So Richardson keeps the life going for the Mustangs here at the bottom of the ninth, as it's a tie ball game. He'll be at first base with Jacob Richardson stepping up to the plate, as this has been just one heck of a game. Strike on the outside corner to start off against Richardson. Richardson has walked, flown out to center, popped up to first base, struck out, and flew out to center again. Richardson goes, and he'll go without a throw as he got an early jump there on the 1-0 pitch. And he'll be 90 feet closer, touching home, and a base hit. Hopefully will score the Speedy Fisher. Richardson with a chance here. The 1-1 pitch. Phil Welch, very dark and grim. The set by Missile. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Richardson, who was really looking to produce for the Mustangs. Last year's MVP. Would love a walk-off single right here. Any hit in the outfield will probably do it with Fisher's speed, as he can really turn and burn. The 2-1 pitch is on its way. A high fly ball on the left. That's drifting foul. As Pagano gave it chase, but was unable to reach the fly ball that was over by the horse pen. And Richardson will get a shot at it.
Or the Hearst cage per Dave Riggert.
2-2 the count to Jacob Richardson.
You know what?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Richardson 180 feet away. Fastball misses. Ball 3.
You know, I understand that the transformer was blown here at Phil Welch Stadium, but wouldn't the press box, the lights in the press box are on? Aren't the lights in the press box on the same transformer as the lights on the field, you would think?
I have no idea what the issue is with the lights. I just know they are not working. The 3-2 pitch to Richardson. Ground ball stopped by Wietrich. He'll throw the ball into the dirt in a very ill-advised throw, but a great job by Johnson to make the stop and keep Fisher from scoring, which would have been the game-winning run. There was no reason to throw that baseball. And Richardson's on first. There's first and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th, bringing up Davey Cassiola. Cassiola hoping to be the hero here with 2 outs. Mustangs have done a great job after squandering leads, being able to come back here on the 2016 season. First pitch, strike on the outside corner. And it is getting almost scary dark out here.
And to convey this, the stream feed, the camera has natural lighting in it that brings out more light than what's actually on the field. It is about 20% darker than what is shown on the screen.
High fastball catches the zone. Gets a little grumbles for the fan, and I don't think Cassiola liked it too much either. But to both their credit, I'm sure Kevin Starr's having a tough time picking up the baseball in this darkness as well. 0-2 count. The skill comes set. The pitch upstairs. Runner goes. Richardson is out. And a great throw. And it is probably going to be suspended, and that is the call. Is Connor Pomerane, who just subbed in for the injured catcher, threw a complete rocket over to second. And we're going to leave in a tie, and the fans don't really know what to do, and we really don't know what to do either. This game has just been undescribable as the Griffons get 5 in the top of the 9th inning. The Mustangs aren't able to score in the bottom of the 9th, and the game was suspended. We'll get word on what is going to happen. We're going to take a break and be right back with some totals and postgame. We're going to wrap this thing up. As it is right now, 9-9 tie between the Mustangs and the Griffons. and Take It to the Limit by the Eagles is playing right now here at Phil Welch Stadium, and that's what
Sure, it's not by the Griffons.
And that's what the Griffons and the lack of efficiency in the ninth inning by the Mustangs did here at Phil Welch Stadium, as this game was taken to the limit of sunlight. 9-9 tie is the way it's going to be done for at least today. This game is, per Griffins radio announcer, scheduled to reschedule on the 20th.
That's given if they feel it's necessary.
And they would probably have rescheduled it on the Saturday where they play each other again, but the idea is if it's not necessary for either team as far as standings go, there's no reason of all the hoopla and wasted of throwing pitchers, as this game, who knows how long it can go, as it's going to be starting in the 10th inning with a 9-9 tie. The final lines for both teams: Mustangs score 9 on 13 runs with 5 errors, which really tells a big story about this game. Mustangs, who are usually very sound defensively, have 5 errors tonight. Griffins go 9 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. That'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in. It was a very wild game, as this game is suspended after the bottom of the 9th, tied at 9. Signing off, I'm Clayton Harrison alongside James Stanley. Enjoy the rest of your night.